base, but they stay for the acidic. I've been on that paper chase, keeping pace for a minute, and I'm aiming to appreciate the moment while I'm in it. Genesis a menace on the mic, so sinister. You might get some venom from the bites I administer. Winner from the start, superstar with the finisher. I got a decent heart, but I'm hardly a minister. A bardic apprentice, I'm innocent as a lamb. Worm like I'm Dennis, I don't dare to give a damn. Firm in the philosophy, I am who I am. I'm a carbon commodity, I need to be verified on the gram. Tightrope walking the id and the superego. Lifeboat liable to fire the torpedoes. Keeping to the credo, I'm free to achieve the dream, or at the very least I can release some of my steam. Alignment is just a part of the process, and lately I've been making some progress. I'm finding the defining the balance of good and evil and people is nearly an impossible conquest. Regardless, stay CG, only way I know how to be. When I combine my child with OTIC, an outlaw like I'm Robin H double OD. I made it through the rubble, now they got trouble with me. So we're supposed to be sophisticated, then why is 67% of the population undereducated? Emotionally incapacitated, historically opinionated characters end up assassinated. And that's okay with the people faking it day to day, capitalizing on capitalism. It's pay to play, waiting for data to make it fade away. Whether you admit it, we're witnessing biological decay of the human race. We're going to a new place, I really hope it comes soon. I don't do space, two-faced, treble and bass, running the rebel base. Outpacing enemies in the interface, in your face like a zygomatic arch. I got them in lockstep, meaning my melodramatic march is effective, albeit rather subjective. I encourage you to pursue a new perspective. Alignment is just a part of the process, and lately I've been making some progress. I'm finding the defining the balance of good and evil and people is nearly an impossible conquest. Regardless, stay CG, only way I know how to be. When I combine my child with OTIC, an outlaw like I'm Robin H double OD. I made it through the rubble, now they got trouble with me. Since the day I was born, I've been non-conforming. I put myself in a position to make a living performing. Haters should consider this a formal warning. I've been swarming on them like a storm, I'm global warming. I'm not the one, done been through too much madness. Mastered the wrath and the sadness. You would need an atlas to match where I'm at. The fat cat put a nerdcore rap back on the map, that's Yazik. Weaving that underwater basket, rap till I'm wrapped in a casket. Snapping I'm back on the track like I'm Matt Foley. Stay blown like a fiberglass gasket. Gassed up, I'm a maniacal minotaur. Try to hit me with your best shot, Pat Minotaur. Try to get me on a guest spot, but I stay in the lab, and that's where I'ma be until they put me up on the slab. It's magic. Alignment is just a part of the process, and lately I've been making some progress. I'm finding the defining the balance of good and evil and people is nearly an impossible conquest. Regardless, stay CG, only way I know how to be. When I combine my child with OTIC, an outlaw like I'm Robin H double OD. I made it through the rubble, now they got trouble with me. Life is short, do with it as you please. You're the only person that you ever have to appease. Assert your weaponry by stepping in DSDs, but you gotta know that nobody gets any guarantees. Seize opportunity, embrace your development, replacing the elements, erasing irrelevance, facing the blatant display of decay and our elegance. Merrick was a man, not an elephant. Sell him on the merit of the self-reflection, minimizing any malevolent misdirection, keeping them at a downright distant disconnection. An example of natural selection. And I might be slightly erratic, ghost in the shell, I'm a light in the attic, and I'm quite the dramatic, a minute for the attention, ready to ascend and transcend dimensions. Alignment is just a part of the process, and lately I've been making some progress. I'm finding the defining the balance of good and evil and people is nearly an impossible conquest. Regardless, stay CG, only way I know how to be. When I combine my child with OTIC, an outlaw like I'm Robin H double OD. I made it through the rubble, now they got trouble with me. A glass cannon is a character that can put out obscene damage very quickly, but is also incredibly frail.
I'm the one that gets it done in a clutch, so you know I never really gotta worry too much. I'm a glass cannon, glass cannon. You don't even want a dose of the smoke, so I'm recommending that you never try to provoke. A glass cannon. I'm a glass cannon.
If your objective is blatant confrontation, then you haters have greatly underestimated my station. I dominate with divination, I conquer with conjuration. I'm bonkers with evocation, I'm astonishing at abjuration. Patiently waiting for my invitation to help alleviate my already unbelievable reputation. No conversation, the brains of the operation, the pain of the population contained in a concentration of a spell slot. I got 27 in the clip. Missiles emitting from my fingertips like warships. That's a handgun. Damn, son, shooting from the hip. Only one using telekinesis to get a grip. Cantrips waiting to be cast off. Prismatic wall, make 'em all blast off. Cackling my ass off, incapacitating them with laughter. Yazzik ain't the caster you wanna go after.
I'm the one that gets it done in the clutch, so you know I never really gotta worry too much. I'm a glass cannon. Glass cannon. You don't even want a dose of the smoke, so I'm recommending that you never try to provoke. A glass cannon. I'm a glass cannon.
Anyone wanting to interfere can get weird and witness your worst fears in a 30-foot sphere. I don't care if you're a barbarian or a cavalier. Kick it into high gear, let me make myself clear. The pioneer, I can make your peers disappear. Send them to the ethereal plane as if they were never here. Cheers roaring in my ears, dearly revered. I'm happy to domineer any volunteers. Sincerely out of control, top of the totem pole. My cone of cold is freezing them fire trolls whole. I got the strap, just looking to trap souls. I've been snapping my firebolt, leaving smoldering holes. It's incredibly difficult not to acknowledge me. I am a prodigy, you'll read about me in your mythology. No apologies, I'm impossible to demolish. Consider this admonishing, second guessing my polish, you bitch.
I'm the one that gets it done in the clutch, so you know I never really gotta worry too much. I'm a glass cannon. Glass cannon. You don't even want a dose of the smoke, so I'm recommending that you never try to provoke. A glass cannon. My glass cannon. I'm the one that gets it done in the clutch, so you know I never really gotta worry too much. I'm a glass cannon. Glass cannon.
The general strategy is to either destroy the enemy before being attacked, or to hide behind other, stronger ally units.
Who goes there? Why you dummies always coming in my lair like you want the smoke? All these wannabe heroes underprepared for the nightmare and despair that they dare to provoke. Most folk are doing their best to avoid me. Floor full of bones of the people that annoy me. Every now and then I get a couple of daredevils with the audacity to think that they can destroy me. Good luck with that, man. I got panoramic vision, meaning that I can see in any direction with precision. If it's your decision to attack, I suggest that you come back when your plans had a bit of revision to it. Notably, you should accept defeat. Consider this your last opportunity to retreat. Repeat, that was your last chance to survive. I hope that you enjoyed your time being alive.
You foolish for ignore the warning. Now you'll be dead before the morning. You should've looked over your shoulder. You're in the eye of the beholder.
Warning, the following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse Presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 2, Episode 9, Bryn'Bar. Thank you so much for joining us. Now let's bring in our wonderful cast. We have Eldritch as Khan the Bloody Rizzolo.
It's great to be here.
Shane as Umbramancer Zavid.
I am very colorful today.
Abe as Sir Demirius, Saren Ray's Grief.
I'm not scared, but you should be.
As always, I am Lumpy Bronzearm and will be your DM for today. Last time, Lux Et Umbra enjoyed their final night in the quaint mountain village of Fogton. Back at the Brood Awakening Tavern, Demirius, Khan, Zavid, and Danny met with the remainder of Dirge's family, his father Roland and his younger brother Rock. After tasting the Rotgut's newest experimental brew, a Nettleberry Sour, the group sought out a jewelsmith. Fortunately, Fogton is home to the Wakapaipai family, Rotna, a master of traditional Orcish jewelry, Thradalda, a world-class dwarvish gem cutter, and their daughter Mizimith, a young dwark child who aspires to fuse her family's two cultures together. The next morning, it became clear Reese had not returned from his date with Gurka, the local cleric. While Khan and Danny were all giggles and smirks, the sheltered Zavid was quick to assume foul play. After all, Lux Et Umbra has a history of dates going awry. Once reunited, the group trekked back up Mount Fogton to meet up with Beat, who greatly appreciated the magical pendant gifted to him. With the Dragon Gate open, Lux Et Umbra waved goodbye to Beat and walked through. When their vision returned, they stood high atop a red sandstone plateau overlooking the hold of Belkzen. Standing by a river near the gate was an otterman standing as tall as a halfling, mouth agape. After shaking off his shock at seeing people suddenly appear before him, the otterman introduced himself as Tumnith of the Ottari tribe. Introductions would be interrupted by a massive eagle covered in metal armor. A battle ensued with Lux Et Umbra laying low the bird. Upon closer inspection, the armor appeared to be of orcish make and, oddly, had a stamp in the metal written in Gnomish that said, "Artificers without borders, cogito machinis." Demirius made the horrifying discovery that the armor was riveted directly into the eagle's bones, and Zavid found a unique torture device hooked to its brainstem. Taking the bird's corpse with them, Lux Et Umbra was led by Tumnith to his village of Rookery Spires. There they met all the Ottari, along with their leader Kring the Beautiful. After a feast fit for the heroes of the Ottari, Kring showed Lux Et Umbra how to return down to the ground through a long abandoned dwarven fortress. When the moon was high, they entered and were greeted by the sight of piles of dwarven bones. From the dead ruin rose a gelatinous cube, inside of which floated a whole skeleton who introduced themselves as Belinus Toughcourt, a wizard whose contingency spell backfired long, long ago. The ancient undead dwarf ooze explained the fortress is actually one of the lost sky citadels, the most sacred places in all of dwarfdom. As the demonic history of the Sky Citadel's fall began to be revealed, an icy fear ran down Lux Et Umbra's spine. That's where we're coming back in today. Does everyone have that map up?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, as I said, y'all are standing next to your new friend Belinus Toughcourt, the skeleton within the ooze who gave you all some magic items. But Zavid, I believe, was calling out in Aklo to see if there were any demons present, and within your mind, all of you heard telepathically, "Only fear." And looking up on the walkway to the west, you finally hear it and look up to see a thin, gaunt creature, seemingly female, with long black hair, extremely long claws, and a gaping mouth and burning eyes, standing upon the walkway.
Be the smitten.
Yeah, right now. In front of you.
It's got like insect mandible parts. It's just like, oh my god.
My woman.
You just have hard eyes, like cartoon fucking.
He turns into a cartoon wolf.
He's the cartoon wolf. Ooh, got his eyes bulging out.
He starts kicking the ground. Before you, the pile of bones begin to vibrate and shake. The bones rattle as they start to spin around in a circle. And before you and across the way, you see what I am calling bonados.
Oh dear.
As these spinning bones form a vortex before you. And I would like everyone to please roll initiative.
How dare you? How dare you do this to us?
I found that image and it was called a skull swarm. And I was like, what? Skull swarm? How could you call that a skull swarm when bonado is right there?
Alright.
But yes.
We have to.
Oh wait, I didn't mean to put that in the dice tower. Could you tell me what I
That's
rolled
okay.
for initiative?
You got 30 and it carried on.
Gotcha.
Roll my initiative.
You could have done stealth, so I didn't know what you were doing.
Yeah, you well, she wasn't stealthing at the time. She's kind of standing out in the open.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Alright.
Because I didn't expect to be surprised here.
Yeah.
I probably should have, considering there's corpses all over.
Everywhere.
That's on me. That's on me.
Yeah, that's on you. So yeah, first things first, Demirius, you get your battle cry. So anything within 30 feet of you, you can do an intimidation to if you so choose.
Is this thing close enough to me? The fright thief?
Oh my! Is it within 30 feet? It is.
Okay. I forgot how to do the measure.
It's
tool
almost
on
like
this.
I put it. Click yourself and then control click the enemy. That targets it, and it should show you your
Control
distance.
click. Ah, okay.
You're welcome. I put it within 30 feet of you. That was a gift.
My first thought But before you said roll initiative, my first thought was nope, and then shoot Sunblade at it. But we rolled initiative, so all right. Yeah, intimidation.
Yep, just roll that in the chat. You beat it by 1. The DC was 30. So the fear thief is now frightened 1.
Hey.
It doesn't know what it's in for. Yeah, so that makes it its turn, actually. It is a little taken aback at being afraid of something. This is a new feeling.
Does it start biting its own arm?
Yeah, this is a strange feeling for Der Schreckenstieb. It is going to cast a spell, though. Yeah. It's going to cast Animate Dead with 2 actions. Let's see. Where did I put it? There it is. But you aren't going to see anything. With its last action... yeah, it's going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I think that's its movement. 25. Double check. 30. I'm going to move it to there. 30 feet. That's its whole turn. Con, you are now up.
Well, it's a distance away. I don't think I could start my advance towards the scary lady. So I might as well stab the Bonado. See how resistant it is.
You could do a knowledge check or something first if you want.
Sure. I won't turn that down.
Yeah, I'm not going to say crafting on this one. Give me any of the 4. Well, let's see. Yeah, any of the 4 knowledge checks: nature, religion, arcane, occult, and throw it in the tower. It is an action, though. Just a reminder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do occultism.
Okay. Throw that in the tower for me.
Okay.
Yep. And you're doing this about the Bonado?
Yes.
Okay. You recognize that this is a swarm, and you realize that swarms tend to be weak to splash and area damage.
Con can feel the neurons firing in her head as she realizes what she has to do. So I'm going to use my 2 remaining actions to take out an alchemical bomb and throw it.
All right. What are you throwing specifically? What kind? And just remember, the thing that's immediately adjacent to it is probably kind of an acidic ooze. So may or may not have resistances of its own.
Yeah.
So yeah, what are you chucking at this Bonado?
What is bad for its health? Can Con make holy water bombs? Is that in her repertoire?
I think so. You know, I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to look up what that does. I'm sure Pathfinder has holy water.
Yeah.
If you've just got lemon juice or something highly acidic, bones are calcium carbonate. They will. And that stuff.
I am training up religion, so I think there's an ability I get later on where I can bless water and stuff. So
I think so.
Can't do that right now.
It looks like holy water is normally a 1d6 good damage, but you're high enough leveled. I'd call it a 2d6.
All right.
And good damage, you don't know if it's weak to good damage or not. It might be.
This is science, and what
This
is
is
Con
science.
if not a scientist?
Yes, that's right. It might be. It might be weak. It might be resistant. It might be immune to good damage. You don't know. But you do know that it is weak to splash and area. That much you know.
Yeah. Let's do science then.
Science!
Yeah. So, action to pull out of inventory, action to throw.
Heck yeah.
Do I have
and wait 1 second. You are going before it in combat, so it is flat-footed to you because you have surprise attack. There you go. So that'll do sneak attack.
Can I proc sneak attack on a thrown item?
Yeah.
Really?
Because a thrown weapon is still technically a strike attack. It counts as a strike.
Okay.
So yes.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, as long as it's flat-footed to you, that's the only requirement. Is that it's flat-footed and you make a strike.
All right. I don't think I have an attack set up for throwing something. Is it an attack or is it?
Let's just call it your. You want to just use your alchemical crossbow?
Sure.
That'd make the math easier.
All right.
I think that's supposed to be a +2 as well, actually, because you got that rune. Let me put that on there real quick.
Okay.
There you go. I fixed your crossbow. It also moved if you didn't see it.
Yes.
Okay.
Control click to target.
Yep.
Shift click.
Control click to target. You have to click
Okay,
yourself first, then control click. There you go.
Gotcha. There we go. And then alchemical crossbow.
Let's see it. There it is.
That's a hit.
Yep. So do your regular damage and then throw in another 2d6 into the chat, and I'll add the extra damage if it takes it.
Yeah.
All right.
And
you.
There's the
Okay.
good damage.
Let's
if it
see.
takes
I
it.
don't think it should have resisted quite that much. Let me check really quick. It definitely resisted some of it. Yeah, it should have taken 7. Oh, wait. I see what happened. Oh, okay. Yeah, your crossbow bolt shoots straight through this thing, going through it. However, the holy water does pop inside of it, and you can see it kind of inside. So the holy water did do damage, but your bolt did nothing. It went straight through it.
Gotcha. All right, then that is my turn.
All right. Zavid, it is your turn.
So, this struck and displaced thing.
Fear thief.
The fear thief. It ran away. Does it look demonic or fiendish, or does it look like an undead, or is this something completely unrelated to both? Is this some sort of aberrant creature?
Give me a check in the tower of whatever knowledge you choose.
Oh,
And I will look it up because I forgot.
all right.
Okay. You get the sense that this is a fiend. It's a demon of some kind.
Okay. Does it appear to have any markings of any kind that suggest that it's serving a master, or that this is just some lone demon kind of doing its own thing?
You get the sense that this demon moved in here either during or after the slaughter that happened here, and it's a scavenger. It's feeding on any fear of anything that comes in here, comes in and out. It kind of feeds on the Atari at night when they're, afraid of the dark, that sort of thing. Yeah. That's what Belinus was trying to tell you at the end before I had this. I saw the perfect opportunity to have this thing jump at y'all.
Okay.
Yes, this thing feeds on the Atari. Their fear.
Awesome. I'm gonna just do a cantrip. We're gonna do let's see, a damaging one. I kind of don't want to do telekinetic projectile because literally it's a bonado. What is throwing another bone into the bonado gonna do?
You did just see, you saw Khan just shoot a bolt, and the bolt went straight through the bonado. The holy damage exploded and helped, but the bolt did nothing.
I'm thinking maybe chill touch, because that has an effect on undead. It says the target would become flat-footed for 1 round on a failed fortitude save, and on a critical fail, the target's also fleeing for 1 round unless it succeeds a will save, but does negative damage otherwise.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So if it's this wouldn't damage it, but this could potentially make it run away, is what it looks like.
Gotcha. I just realized that y'all are within 60 feet of this bonado. I need everyone to make a will save real quick. I should have done that right at the top of the round.
Gotcha.
At least I remembered before we got 6 rounds in. You're looking for
I was also at 20. No.
You're looking for a 29. So Zavid.
I have a
and
hero point. I'm
Fonda.
using a hero point.
Okay.
I'm not fucking.
Y'all should have 2 hero points, I think.
Not tolerated.
Yeah.
What? What?
Insane.
No!
No.
Another hero point. Stupid.
A 20 down to a 2. There we go.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Okay.
I'll
Zavid, you
burn
critically
both.
save. You critically save. So you are now immune. Okay, this Bonado, all of the skulls, their teeth are clacking together, and it's very disorienting, and it's freaking you all out, and it's extremely confusing and disorienting. Zavid, you are fine. You've heard this kind of stuff before. It's just bones clicking together. You're fine, and you're immune to it for 24 hours. No problem. Demirius, what did you get? 35. That is
Yeah.
just a regular save. So you are also immune for 24 hours. Con, though, you fail, so you are confused for 1 round. That's not that bad.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I was in a
Let me go
crit
ahead and do
fail,
that.
so that's good.
Yep. Con, you are confused. Let me give it to you for
By
duration.
Zvid.
1.
I didn't do this to
There you
her.
go. There you go. Con is confused.
Why does
All right,
it say by
Zavid, you're back to you. Sorry.
All right. Well, I just blew 2 hero points because I was embarrassed with the 2 nat 2s in a row that I got.
I've
And
done
all
that,
I was
man.
gonna do is make me slightly confused. I'm gonna try.
You
Chill
ain't gonna be
touch.
confused by no bones.
They need to make a fort save. And,
bones?
Yeah, and the DC, I believe, is something good. I don't remember.
I think you're at like 29 or so.
Let's see.
Should be at the top of your actions tab.
You're right. It's I think it's 20.
Oh, no, it's under the cleric thing. 29, yes. So
Okay.
it succeeded, but not critically.
Okay. Nothing happens then. It's a failure. It's a failure suck. Save
Okay.
or suck. I mean.
Save or suck. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. That makes it that is your whole turn, right?
I can move, I guess.
Oh, sure. Go for it.
I see that there's some shit going on over there. I want to get here.
Cool. Perfect. All right. That makes it the Bonado's turn, the one that's right there. Fantastic. Okay. It is going to use 2 actions to use Shrieking Scream. So that's everyone within a 30-foot. Nope, it needs to move. Okay, so it's going to move to here and then use Shrieking Scream and emits a terrifying, painful scream in a cone on Demirius, Belinus, and Zavid. And all 3 of you need to make will saves. DC 29. I'll get Belinus.
I swear to God. All right.
Okay, you both save. Belinus critically saves. So let's see. Basic will save. So you 2 take half damage. Fails to save. Okay, so all your 10. Okay, so you're going to take 5d6 sonic damage. So the 2 of you take 29 damage from this horrible, loud,
Crap.
terrifying scream coming from this Bonado. That is its whole turn, though. Now it is the second one's turn, and it is going, let's see, what is their speed again? It's not fast, I don't think. 25, okay. It's going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and let's see, do I have movement for that? Yep, move, and it's going to swarm over 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and doing so, a bunch of the bones fall. So I'm going to force it to take some damage because of that. And then it's going to use its last action to use Swarming Gnaw on Belinus and Zavid. So these skulls within the swirling Bonado start biting at you. I need you to make me a reflex save, DC 29. Ooh, Belinus critically failed. That's good.
Again. I get a natural 2, and I can't reroll it this time.
You didn't critically fail, though. You just failed.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay, so Zavid, you take 17 damage, and Belinus takes 34. Can you give yourself that damage, please?
How much? 17?
17. It's some, let's see, what is it? Piercing. As these sharp bones start poking at you and these skulls start biting at you all over as it's swirling around you. So you know you are within the Bonado right now. So you'll need to move if you want that to stop. That's the end of its turn. It is time for Belinus. She is not happy about this. She's going to say, look out if you can. And she's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20 to here. And she is going to cast a spell that you, as Sir Hop, never got to cast, that I am so pleased to get to use now. She's going to cast Acid Ball at these things. But she's going to shape it so that, let's see, Acid Ball is how big? 20-foot burst. Yeah, she's going to center it on her, just to the right of herself, so that it only hits the 2 Bonados. So she's going to make them take reflex save here. Ooh, I rolled pretty good. One of them critically succeeded. One of them succeeded and one failed. All right. So Belinus fires out a large blast of acid from within her, just from within the ooze, splashing all over these things. And actually, the Bonado 2 should take extra damage because that's area damage. So extra, there we go. All right, that's Belinus' turn. Demirius, it's you are now up.
All right. Yeah, as soon as that thing showed up, definitely staring it down. I just watched it walk down that way. So then I'll just raise up my weapon and I'm going to fire my Sunblade at it.
Hell yeah.
Let's see.
If you make it your target, you can. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, why it was 2
I don't know why it
attacks.
went twice. Let's see. Let's go with the 32. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hits. Either way it hits, neither would be a crit.
Okay. And then, so then I would just do all 4 sets of damage here.
It's
Or 3?
a demon. It's a demon. I don't know if that matters.
I don't know if fire would affect it, but I'm imagining good and positive would.
I mean, it's not immune to fire, if that's what you mean.
Okay. Then
Yeah, go ahead and hurl all 3.
Ooh.
Yeah, very good. Okay, you take your Fauchard high up. It starts to glow. You point it down, take aim, and lighting up this entire area. And as it streaks across, you can see just how deep this place goes. This really is a fully hollowed out mountain. It's going to take quite a while to climb all the way down. But it slams into it. And I think you have one more action, right?
yeah, guess I'll just. I see Zavid trapped in that one Bonado, so I'll just turn and give it a strike.
Oh, nice.
Reach
Yeah,
it.
because you have reach. You do.
Yeah. Better get him. And never mind.
Oh, that one. All right. It's like, you know, it would be like, you know, in the fall when there's leaves everywhere and the wind picks up and there's a swirl of leaves. Imagine trying to rake that out of the air is what you're trying to do right now. You're trying to rake a tornado of leaves. All right. That's the end of your turn. So let me see here. One moment. Yes. Okay. I need everyone to make a will save as the horrifying visage of a poltergeist appears right behind Demirius.
Oh,
You get the
geez,
sense
what the
that this
hell?
might be what the fear thief summoned a moment ago. So as it appears, it shrieks loudly. Oh, yeah.
no.
Let's see, 21. So Khan, you are frightened too.
Oh, can I use a
good.
hero point?
You can. Demirius and Zavid, you critically save. That is just a success, barely, Con.
Really?
Yeah, I was gonna,
Yep,
yeah, you said
21 was the DC. Yep, I said it's 21 is the DC. This is a summoned creature. The poltergeist, it's not very high level, so its DC is way lower than the Fear Thief's DC. So yeah, as 21 is exactly the DC. So all of you are not frightened by it. But then, oh right, it gets one more action, so it's going to. Ooh, do I have a single action? No. Okay, it's just going to telekinetically fire a bone directly at Demirius because he is right next to it. Ooh, rolled a natural 19. I did not think it was going to hit. Holy shit.
At least it didn't crit.
I am shocked that hit. Doing 15 damage to you from right behind it. It hits you in the back of the head with a skull that it flings at you. Yeah, just barely. I'm shocked that hit. Yeah, I rolled a nat 19. All right, top of the round. It is back to the Fear Thief's turn. Okay. Do I want to be a jerk? I kind of want to be a jerk. I'm going to be a jerk.
All right.
It's going to use Dimension Door. And it's going to pop right here behind Khan.
Oh, no.
And then it's going to shove you. What is your Fortitude DC, Khan? It's your fort.
Good.
10 plus your fort save?
28.
28? I got a 38. I push you 10 feet. So, Khan, you go to here and fall onto this place right here.
Oh,
taking 3d. You're going to take 3d6 damage, and I also need you to make a You're going to take 5 damage. I rolled really low, so please give yourself 5 damage. And please make me a reflex save to make sure you don't tumble off. DC of 33.
There you go.
You make it. You don't fall off. You manage to land square in the center of this little ledge right here. But you are now 15 feet below everything else. So in order to get back up into melee, you have to go up 15 feet. And those boards there are an acrobatics check to get across, unless you go at half speed. They're difficult terrain, or they're super difficult terrain.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is the Fear Thief's entire turn. Khan, you're up. It just appeared behind you, and nothing personnel kitted you, shoving you off of this this ledge.
Youch. She'll squeak a few times in surprise, and everyone else probably hears like the little clickety clack noises as her claws hit the stone. How much movement does it take to get back up to the main
it's going to take you 15 to get to that little platform, and then it'll take you like 20 to get across those, unless you either leap with an athletics check or give me an acrobatics check with a DC of 35.
35 acrobatics.
Or 35 athletics to just leap.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, it'll take you 25 feet of movement to get up there, or 20 feet of movement.
Then I'll take the 20 feet of movement.
Okay. All right.
I've been rolling pretty bad today. I'm not gonna test fate.
That's fair. Yeah, go ahead. So you did one action to get there, and then it'll be like your second action to get up again, basically. Yeah. Now you have one action left. And if you can go there, it is flat-footed to you because Zavid's within it.
True. Wait, which one?
The Bonado on your left, Bonado 1. Zavid is within it. So if you want, I can give it flat-footed for you.
Sure.
All right, flat-footed to the Bonado. There you go.
Yeah. And then I'll make an attack with my sword.
Sounds good.
You can't just become a Bostonian.
What do you...
My sword?
My sword? Ooh,
hey, I'm slashing you!
Can't you see I'm sneak attacking here?
Ooh, damn.
It resisted a bunch of it, because I'll tell you, they are resistant to physical damage, and they're immune to precision, so your sneak attack didn't actually do anything. But, look at that, 29 damage got through.
Yeah.
That was a lot better than your crossbow.
Yeah.
Shit.
I think that's your turn, right?
It's my dad's genetics that finally take it hold.
Okay, move, attack. Zavid, you're up and within the Bonado.
Okay.
Just where he wanted to be.
Yeah, I've got my sack open. I'm trying to like scoop up the bones.
Just a reminder, you're in a place with a lot of old bones. Remember you got that spell in Corvosa at the library in like the hidden section?
It has been weeks. Please, let's do a little flashback.
Okay.
What did I do
Yeah.
in Corvosa?
Flashback time. When y'all were in Corvosa, you went to the library of the University of Corvosa, and you, Zavid, walked up to the librarian and with the confidence of a god said, "I would like to go to your restricted section, please." And you gave the librarian like 2,000 gold worth of writ of notice from the Bank of Abadar, and she was like, "Yup." Took you to the back, walked out with the key on the table, and y'all you just ransacked the place. And you found a necromancy spell that was about pulling bones from old bones so that you can summon something fun that I don't want to say out loud until you do it.
So this is what level spell is this?
It's a 5th, but trust me, it's worth it.
Yeah, we're doing that.
It's Animate Dead, but it's a take on
okay.
it.
Okay.
Take on.
Yeah, I'm doing that. Let's do animate dead, and then
Get your own
parentheses, I'll
Bonado.
say restricted because it's cool.
I have it here. Okay. Just
I was gonna. How many actions is this, by the way? Is this all 3?
I think so, maybe. What is Animate Dead? Animate Dead is 3, yes.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
Okay. So I'm glad you're just trusting me with this. So you reach back into your brain, remembering that you learned this spell. And you remember that you see that you're surrounded by all these bones, these weird, it's a smorgasbord. You have a big palette and you're an artist and this is a ton of paint all around you.
Mm-hmm.
So you decide to get a little creative and you're just picking a femur here, a scapula there, a skull here, mashing them together using this forbidden magic that you learned from the Library of Corvosa. And you summon up a skeletal ankylosaurus.
Yo, all right.
Oh,
Okay.
And there's your
Dino
stats.
time.
There's your stats, bro.
Fuck yeah.
And I'm gonna add it to
all
your-
right.
I'm gonna add it to the notes for your summonable undead.
And this
adding it to your-
sucker gets 2 actions, right?
He does 2 actions right off the
All
bat.
right,
I added it to your summonable undead.
We're gonna punishing tail. Let's see. Could you struck? Oh, that's an additional feature. So yeah, let's just do a tail attack on the Bonado that has me right now.
And it's gonna be flat-footed because you're inside it.
Yeah.
Let me make sure it still has that real quick. That's number 1. It is flat-footed. Yep.
Cool, there we go. And yeah, we're gonna tail smack this dude.
Bam!
Oh, come on.
Oh, of course.
We try it or try it again, I guess.
Try again.
It has a lesser attack on the second one, right?
Yeah. I'll just subtract it from 5 if we need to.
Okay.
Oh, 27 might do it. Let me see. Bonado's AC 29, but it's flat-footed. That hits it right on the dot.
But you said that we subtract 5, right? So this doesn't.
I already did. Oh,
Oh.
shit. Fuck it. Take it. I already said it hits.
All right.
You were right, but I
okay.
already said it.
I appreciate that. A little wiggle room on this. So this thing swipes over, the tornado literally ducks, and then it swings back around and hits it right in its center of gravity, dealing this much damage.
That was pretty
And
good.
It also needs to make a fortitude save, DC 24.
24? Fortitude? Okay.
Yeah, do I drop it on the Bonado?
Nope,
Okay.
I got it. Beefs it with a nat 1. What happens?
A natural 1 on it. Okay. It is stunned until the end of its next turn.
Oh shit. Okay, that was very helpful. Holy shit. Because the thing where it hits you when you're inside of it, it has to sustain that. It's not automatic. So you just made it so that you're not going to take damage inside of it. Hell yeah. Done.
Awesome.
Perfect. There you go.
That's it.
Let me put your new friend on your initiative. You're where? 29? Okay, so give your friend a 28.5 initiative. So that's the end of you. Bonito 2's turn. Okay, so the first one was, wow, stunned. Wow, it's getting a little crowded up in here. Let's see, what do I want to do? Okay.
Khan went right back up the stairs. It gets back to the Fear Thief's turn. They just go push her down. Stop it!
It's gonna go over to here and swarming gnaw at both Belinus and the skeletal Ankylosaurus. So both of them need to make reflex saves. 29. And then this guy as well. Ooh, your Ankylosaurus is a very bad reflex save. So Belinus fails, Ankylosaurus critically fails. So they're gonna 48 piercing. So the Ankylosaurus is gonna take 20. I got that. Oh, it still has plenty of hit points. Jeez. And then Belinus is gonna take 10. Cool. That's the end of Bonato's turn. Other Bonato is stunned, and you said that until the end of its turn?
Yep.
Cool. Then that's the end of its turn. Let me take away its stunned effect. All right. Belinus, sweet. So she's probably going to cast something because I made her a caster. Here we go. She'll say, "Holy man, you've got this!" and cast Enlarge on Demirius.
Oh, shit.
He's on the edge of the thing. He might fall off.
There's that little bit of ledge just to his south. He'll be fine.
This is spreading.
There you nope, there. There you are. So that's
Stop.
2. And then she's going to move here to flank that poltergeist with you. So that's the end of her turn, and the poltergeist is now flat-footed. Bellin is done. Demirius, you're up now.
All right. Well, that just tells me what to do here.
Yeah, that's probably going to take it out. Would you like to smite evil? You can say you cast it before. Oh, never mind. You don't even need to use the action. You can describe that kill. That was pretty good. You overkilled it by 22 damage.
Oh. Well, I had enough of this crap. There's like undead all around me. Now this V's summoning it. And I just see this thing behind me. Like it threw a bone at my head. I really didn't like that. So I just swing around, and now I'm giant. So like I basically just like pierce this thing into the ground. Like just. Like,
and your
soul shard is coming so
shard goes through it
far down. Like you just see like air moving around it. It's like.
And as it splits like a banana peel, it dissipates into the ether, and the poltergeist is hella dead. You've got 2 more actions.
All right. So now Zvid's still in that. That thing's stunned. So I'm gonna smite.
It is no longer stunned.
Okay. Do I have to target it for the smite of evil to apply?
No, it's just a buff to yourself.
Okay. So then.
Yep.
That's on, and then I guess I'll just attack this thing again.
Cool. And it is already flat-footed because Khan's on the other side. Ooh, that was so close to that too.
Yeah.
Nice. That is a solid hit. So go ahead and roll damage. Wow, that was really good. Okay. Yep. It resisted some of it because it resists slashing damage, but yeah, great. End of your turn, top of the round, back to the Fear Thief. What am I wanting it to do now? Ooh, it's got a good view on all you guys. What a... Oh, I'm gonna be a dick. Which one? Yes, that one. Okay. What is the range on that? Within 20 feet? Oh, beautiful. Okay, I need all of you to make me a reflex save because the Fear Thief raises its long clawed hand, snaps a finger, and Bonato number 1 explodes because they're casting Final Sacrifice. So all of you give me a reflex save. DC of
oh shit.
It's high. What's the DC here? Where the hell is it? 30. DC of 30. Reflex save.
Sweet. That's my. Actually, Fortitude's my lowest. But
Bellinus. And then.
All right, so the
skeleton.
They're casting Bonado explode then.
They're casting Final Sacrifice. It's a spell that it kills your summon, but it explodes in a fireball. So let's see. It was DC 30. So Con saves. You're the only one who saves. So Con, you're going to take half damage.
I got to do it too. I was just figuring
out.
Oh
yeah,
because I do have terrifying resistance along with my intimidation, where I get a +1 saving throw against the creature's spells. But since this is not actually the spell coming from the creature, that's what I was trying to figure out in my head. Like,
I gotcha. Yeah. It's not coming from it. This is secondary damage, indirect damage.
Okay, yeah. So then just a straight roll then. So that was a reflex, you said?
Yep, reflex DC of 30.
Oh boy. All right. Oh, sweet.
Yep. Okay, you save. Con saves. Zavid, you fail. Let's see here. So, let's see how much damage. How many Ds? 66. Okay. 5, 6. So Demirius and Con, you take 11 damage. Zavid, you take 22.
22.
Yep. As does Bellinus, as does the Ankylosaurus, as does the other Bonado, actually. The other Bonado failed its save, so it takes another 22 as well. There we go, cool. All right, so that also does get rid of the one that is by you, Zavid. It explodes, and all the rest of the bones just shatter and fling off and fall down beneath you, and it just rains bones beneath.
Okay.
That's the, let's see, so the Fear Thief still has another action. It is going to attempt to leap directly above it, so I need to have it make an athletics check. Ooh, good God, yes. So it standing leaps to this level here. That's the end of his turn. Con, you are up.
Gotcha. I guess. Do I have enough movement? Yeah, I think I have enough movement to get to the Bonado too.
Oh yeah. It's just right next to you. It's like 5 feet away from you. Oh, I see. The Ankylosaurus is big enough. I would say you could just straight up go under its ankles.
Or
it's
jump
a huge,
on top of it.
Or jump on top of it. It's a huge creature. You could easily go through its space or be within its space if you want, or you can go around. Your choice.
Yeah, I'll go through it.
Cool.
That's very cool and cinematic.
It is. All right.
His name is Earl.
You could hide inside its rib cage for extra armor.
I love that. Jump into its rib cage and ride it. That would be awesome. So yeah, it is flat-footed to you now because Bellinus is on the other side.
Mm-hmm. Can I use one action to poison my weapon? And by poison my weapon, I mean use my holy
absolutely.
Poison? Yes.
You may absolutely do that.
Nice. And then with my third action, I will attack. Control click.
Whew. That was almost a 2. Critical hit. So many dice, but it's going to resist so much of that.
It is going to resist so much of it.
37 still went through, and you did the holy damage, so throw me another 2d6 that's just in the chat, and I'll add that. God damn, nice. Ooh, this thing's looking really bad. A lot of the bones are like chipped and fallen off. It's barely hanging on.
Holy crap. I walked away for a second, come back and look at 64 damage.
Oh, you weren't here? Shit. The Fear Thief cast Final Sacrifice on one of the Bonados and it exploded.
No, I got that.
Oh, what Con just did. Yeah, she just did a shitload of damage to the Bonado, but it resisted a lot of it. She did 48 overall. or rather 48 got through. So
Yeah. Holy shit.
move, holy water, attack. I think that's it, right?
Yep.
Sweet. Zavid, you are no longer
Alright.
within a Boneto.
I am going to cast Paralyze on the Fright Thief.
Nice.
Power of Cabrera. I believe it is a basic fort. Well, no, it's a fort save against DC 29.
29 fort. Okay.
Yeah.
Fail, but a regular fail. 35.
Can I
Okay,
use
so
a
it's
hero
paralyzed
point?
for 1 round.
Yes.
Oh, I'm
For
sorry.
what?
No, it's a will save. It's
To
a will
force her to
save.
reroll it?
I fucked up.
It's a will save? Okay.
Yeah.
And her will save is less than her fort save. So let me roll it proper. And what was the DC?
29.
28. It
All
would have
right.
been a success if it were fortitude, but since it's will, that is just barely. It's a success by 1.
It's paralyzed for 1 single round. Can't
That
move.
was a good use of a spell.
And
okay.
then I have an
Paralyzed.
extra action.
Nice. You can command your dude.
I'm gonna command my dude, and I'm gonna have him try to take out the Boneto with another tail swipe.
I'm gonna tell you, if he hits, he's probably gonna take it out.
All right,
It's looking
let's-
bad.
Let's see.
And it'll have 2 actions if you give it 1. Not quite enough.
Okay. We'll try it again.
-5. Yep. Got to remember this time.
Yeah, no.
Definitely.
He
not.
tries.
Okay. It's
that's my turn.
Earl's tried so hard. All
Yeah,
right.
I gotta go. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yep. Okay, so this thing is going to move a little bit. 5, 10 to here, and just kind of center itself on the 4 of you, and cast, or not cast, but let's see, what is it? Oh, that's not the right thing. It's going to move over to here is what it's going to attempt to do, and try to use Shrieking Scream again. It's a cone. I know I used this once before. Who did it go against? Because you become immune to it. I think 1 or 2 of you are currently immune, right?
I know Zavid and I saved on it last time. I think
Zavid and you saved?
Khan failed the check just
Khan failed?
barely.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Khan and Belinus are going to need to make me a will save DC 30.
Yeah, that's right, because you said 24 hours for it.
Ooh, that's a critical fail. I'll take that. So Khan,
Maybe.
Uh,
there you go.
oh,
Reroll,
okay.
Khan.
there you go. Reroll.
Thank you.
Yeah. Come on.
It's fate. It's fate. It's fate.
It's fate. That's bad.
Yeah.
Whew. Okay. So Shrieking Scream. You're frightened 2 on a crit. And 10d6 sonic damage. But doubled. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, this is gonna hurt a lot.
Oh,
66 damage.
Ooh.
6, not 6d6, 6 damage. So you are now at 98 damage as just the loudest sound you've ever heard blasts into your ears. And being a mouse in Isoka, you have fairly decent hearing, and you were also frightened 2. That sucked. So frightened on, come on. Nope, not on the Boneto, on Khan, but it's frightened 2. Oh, that was bad. Okay. Tiberius tried. He used his hero point. He tried.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I love
Yeah,
you.
no problem.
All right.
I tried.
He tried. He fucking tried.
I doubt
was
if I would have gave
nasty.
you another one, it probably would just give you another low roll. I've been in
Yeah,
those ones
I
before.
agree.
Okay. Good God. All right. Belinus is going to use Acid Arrow on the Boneto. Just try to end it.
So someone got 66 damage. What happened?
Khan, yes.
Critically failed that
Yeah.
bone scream thing. And it
Yeah,
just,
Khan critically failed a bone scream twice. Demirius used a hero point, and she crit failed again.
yeah.
So, okay, so Belinus a sharded bone from within fires out and hits this thing as she casts acid arrow and doing 18 acid damage, just enough to take out the Bonado. So, so that thing, the last of its bones sizzle out, and Belinus is going to just rearrange herself to here. That's the end of her turn. Demirius, you are now up.
Okay.
The fear thief is paralyzed or something.
No.
Yep, it's
Or
paralyzed.
Did it? Oh yeah, that's right. It just barely.
For a whole round.
Whole round.
Okay, so I'm gonna run over. Whoa, wait, let's see. How does my?
I'll tell you
movement
right
work
now, you'll need to climb up. Since you're large, I will let you like essentially do a pull up to get up there instead of jumping, but it'll still be an athletics check.
With a reach weapon, would I be able to reach it from standing there since I'm large? Or no.
Nah, no.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna move here, and then
Okay.
Khan didn't do too well on that, so lay on hands. Be like,
Cool.
reach
And
down.
you can do that mid action, mid run. You can split up
Yeah.
your movement, so you can finish your action as you do it.
Yeah, I'll be
Nice,
like running
31.
by and like.
You just healed the fear thief, FYI.
Oh shit! I'm not targeted on her.
There you go. I fixed the fear thief's hit points, but Khan
Click on me, then
and
control.
I'll
click.
unselect. Nope, you did the wrong thing. Unselect the fear thief. Now, yep, there you
How
go.
do I unselect that?
There you go.
Demirius just
Control
betraying
click
the
again.
party and siding with the fear thing.
It's like
There you go.
she's
I'm
all mine.
sick of being made fun of. That's it.
All right, there we go.
There you go. Khan just got about half of that damage back from
All
that.
right, so then let's see. There. I made it there with one turn.
Yep. And you can go if you want to do
then-
an athletics check. You can try to do a pull up.
Yeah, let's try
You're
it.
looking for a 30.
Skills. Athletic.
Not quite enough. I'll say you have a hand on it, and if, like, on your next turn, if you have one action, you can just burn an action, no roll, and you can get up there.
Okay.
Okay.
Coming to get you.
Top of the round, it is the Fear Thief's turn, but it is paralyzed for an entire round. So it is now no longer paralyzed, but it is Khan's turn.
So what does frightened 2 as a condition do?
Basically a -2 to like attacks, saves, and skill checks.
Yeah.
But every round it will go down by 1. So after your turn, you will be frightened 1, and then after your turn next round, you'll be no longer frightened.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it would take. That's 35. But once I am there, then Demirius and I can do our wombo combo of like our various reactions.
Absolutely. I would absolutely let you climb
Yeah.
up Demirius because he's got his hands on that ledge and his feet are only a couple feet off the ground. So you could easily run over to him, grab him, and climb up and scurry up him.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, do that and throw me in
Yeah.
acrobatics
Let's
just
go
in the
for
chat.
it.
30 again is the DC you're looking for.
Hold on, let me check something because I think I took
Oh,
An
if you have a
ability that
feat,
might
I'll
help.
yeah, check. By all means, that's why you take feats.
yeah. Assurance acrobatics. That's just
Oh, shit.
That adds 10 to the modifier, right? And
Yeah,
the
it does.
modifier for-
It's just you can take a 10. I thought.
Yeah,
right?
you can
Like,
take 10.
You
Yeah.
can't get lower than 10. You can't
That's
not fail
correct.
with assurance.
That's exactly it. You cannot. You're immune to critically failing with assurance. So
Yeah.
yeah, if you want to do that, I'll let you just boop go up. No roll. I didn't realize you had
Yeah.
assurance for acrobatics. Yeah, no problem. So you are now up there. Let's see, and I'll say if you, you can be up there, right there, but here. Cool.
Yeah.
That's what 2 actions. Move over,
Yes.
climb. Yeah, you got 1 left. You want to give it a stab.
Will do.
Nice. Very nice. Unfortunately, it's not flat-footed, so no sneak attack, but still a crit.
Yeah.
That's still a lot of dice. And it didn't resist it, if you noticed. So all 34 of that went straight through. All right, Zavid, your turn. You've seen some wacky shit over there with Khan and Demirius.
Yeah. I'm gonna cast on myself Undeath's Blessing.
Mm.
And then I'm going to ride Earl.
Yes.
And I'm going to heal Earl with a one cast a harm.
I'm so into it. I love everything about it.
I gotta keep track of those. So I'm keeping count of what I've used so far here. One cast a harm is pretty good. But what was the last thing? Did I get harming hands last time, or did I?
I don't recall.
Yeah, I don't remember. It's been a minute. Let me see.
Harming hands, yeah, it's what you got at 10th level. Basic
And
blood
then-
potency and harming hands.
Oh.
Because remember, I gave everyone a free feat at 10.
Right, and basic blood potency gives me a
Your sorcery thing.
is it dangerous sorcery? Is that what I was getting?
Basic blood potency is you gain a first or level sorcerer feat, which I'm not sure which one you chose.
I have it in my folder. Hold on. I have a
it's somewhere.
progression. I just need to make sure that, because if I have, I do. I have both on the same level. That's insane. Okay, so my harms are really good now.
Yeah, they're awesome.
So this is with a first level casting.
I think
Oh.
it has to be 5th if you use one of your font spells. I think it automatically upcasts to max level.
Correct.
Or did you just mean a one action harm?
A one action harm.
Got it. I misunderstood.
So it's at 3rd level it's 2, at 5 it's 3, 7 it's 4, 9 it's 5. So next level will be 6. So this is how much the Ankylosaurus is healing for.
32. Nice. So it's still a little hurt, but it's looking much better.
And that's the turn. I'm just getting ready to.
Did you heal yourself through that, or just that?
I was able to do the Undeath's Blessing on me, so the next harm that I do will affect me that way. But
Gotcha.
That's all I can
Okay,
do.
so that's you, Ankylosaurus. It gets one action if you want it to like move.
Oh
It's
yeah,
an advanced minion.
Sweet. Earl is advanced. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Earl kicks ass.
Earl's gonna move over here.
There's a reason this is lost, hidden, like secreted away knowledge. This spell that I gave you.
I'm writing, and in my head, I'm just hearing da 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 da. Let's da 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 da.
Perfection. All right, let's see. Oh, I know exactly what Bellinus is going to do. It's her turn. Bellinus is going to cast. She's going to cast Summon Elemental at 2nd level. So what you see is from within, some of the goop inside forms into a small little impish creature and pops out. And it flies over to behind the Fear Thief, and in order to give Khan flanking right there. So I need to give it the Fear Thief flat-footed now, which flat-footed, and then the Ooze Mephit gets 2 actions, even though it's a level 1 creature and it's going to miss. Oh wait, no, it can use a breath weapon. That's rad. Okay, so this Mephit is going to use its breath weapon, but aiming to kind of the southeast so as to not hit Khan and Demirius. And it means
Is Ares down there, by the way? I see Ares in the corner here, like running around in a circle. Maybe.
Oh, you're right. I didn't even notice that. No, I mean they're there, but just kind of off.
Alright,
But let's
they're in
see.
a separate
So-
chamber.
They're in a separate chamber. Yeah, they're looking at something else at the moment. So this thing needs to make a reflex save, and it can only. Well, it critically saved, so nothing happens to it. But it tried, damn it, and it's giving you flanking. So, Demirius, you're up. So if you want to just burn an action, I'll let you stand up behind Khan on that walkway.
Yeah.
Or I guess behind the Ooze Mephit. You can choose which side you're on.
Okay. Oh. All right, buddy.
Let's see.
Nope. All right. So slow it down, sir.
1 dice and that's it, right?
Okay. Well, hold on. Give me a second, please. right, yep. Let's climb up here.
Cast familiar on
Now
the
let's
minion.
see.
All right,
No.
and then okay. Oh, relax your butt, buddy.
Uh,
Okay, here, help me.
okay,
All right,
but
ready?
I don't want to help you.
You don't want to help me?
No,
You
I
want to
just.
help me attack? Right
No.
here. Get this one right there. Click this one right there. Click it. Okay, well, here. Hold on to it.
Here.
Yep.
You have yourself targeted, by the way.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
Here, wait.
Okay. Hold on, buddy. All right, there we go.
Here.
There you go.
Here.
Bam!
Here.
All right. Yeah.
No, let's just
Are you
go
smiting?
Right.
Oh,
those
shoot, I should have done it.
comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I'll add a smite on that. It's what, 4 good damage? Is that right?
Bye.
Yes.
Okay.
No, don't do that, please.
All right. So yeah, that's just an extra.
Ignore that, please.
Yep, ignoring it.
extra.
Extra 4 damage. Okay, and I believe that's your turn. You climbed up, you smote evil.
Can I
and
use
then
my
you attack.
reaction?
Yes, you
Yeah.
can. Boosh! So you stab into this thing, seeing your opening with Demirius's attack, and it's looking pretty bad. This thing is bleeding out this black, thick ichor from several spots. Okay, and it is its turn. It's finally not paralyzed. Good God, it didn't like that one bit. That was very effective there, Zavid. Okay. I didn't want to use this, but I'm gonna. Demirius, this thing starts to cast a spell right in front of you,
Hey,
and it
Dad.
looks you deep in the eyes.
No.
And I need you to make a will save as it casts Dominate. But I'll make you.
Oh boy. All right.
Oh.
I need to computer
We'll see.
Please roll me a will save DC 30. I think DC
Here.
30.
Demarius, are you a sub?
30, yeah.
We'll figure. I guess we're gonna
Here.
learn if we're not.
Here. Here. I'm trying to do
No.
this. Here.
Good roll. Don't
Huh?
move my hand, please.
I just want to roll it.
Yes.
I want to
Hang
roll
on.
it. I want to roll it.
Right.
Hey.
Just let him roll.
Hey, Dad.
So you succeed.
Hey, hey,
Yeah, no more sugar
Hey.
for that one. I don't think Oreo cereal is a good choice. Let's see. So stunned 1. Okay, so you just regular succeed, but you are stunned 1. It commanded you to stop attacking, but
Okay.
you succeeded, but you were stunned 1. So that just means your next turn, you only get 2 actions.
Okay. If I do get the +1 from the saves because of terrified resistance with the intimidation, but I think that would make a difference.
Yes, but you were correct. It doesn't make a difference. A
Okay.
31 is still a regular save.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's 2 actions that it just casts, and it's going to move away from you. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 here. That's all it can do. Con, you're up.
That's yeah. I can move 30 feet.
Mhm.
One action to. No, I don't want to move to Mirius. No.
There you go.
There you go. I'm gonna very bravely run up. I'll use an action to. I need to like refresh my poison every time I attack.
Pretty
right?
much, yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a new one each time.
Gotcha. Then I'll refresh my holy poison and make an attack.
Okay. And it's not flat-footed, so go ahead. It was almost an 18. So nope, not quite enough. That's
well.
your turn. Zavid, you and Earl are up.
All right. I would like to know whether or not Der Schreckens David is a true name, or is that just a title or species of demon?
That is what the Atari call it. So you are not entirely. You're fairly certain that's probably not its true name, because the Atari are kind of Germany. At least I tried. I'm not very good at German accents, but Der Schreckensdieb is just what they call it.
So it's called the Shrekken Die Sexy. What?
I would like to pull out one of the books that I have that like references some of the restricted section, like demon type stuff, to see if recorded anywhere there's any references to this thing's true name. I would scan and maybe make a check to see if I could recall it. Is that something I could do?
Absolutely. Go ahead and give me either occultism or religion in the tower real quick while I look something up, because I don't remember its name, but I know where to find it. Okay, there we go. So yeah, pretty good roll. You know from your experience in the cult you were raised in that fear demons are relatively common where you come from. And what, the Underdark, correct? Or is it Shadow Plane?
Well, Shadow Plane. I lived in the Underdark for a bit.
Okay, so yeah, they're relatively common where you come from. And you know that one word of power over these things is Gaknar, Gachnar. I'll write it down. Gaknar.
Okay. Do I know why that's a word of power?
Because these things are mostly all the same creature. They just manifest somewhere else when they're killed. So it's not really like a species. It's like the Gaknar.
All right. If I know that, I want to use the new feat I have called Reveal True Name. And it's
also a demon.
Yeah, it's 2 actions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to attempt to get this demon to do as I wish by threatening them with the knowledge of the true name, or in this case, the word of power, Gaknar. I will speak Gaknar, and I say I wish that for them to surrender to us or be sent back to the abyss to serve some demon lord. So it's got to make a will. I make an intimidation check against their will DC.
Okay, will DC is 30.
Okay. And my intimidation, there's a chance here. I have to roll pretty high. I have a 25% chance of this working. Can I get help from anybody?
Sure, I'd let someone aid you, Demirius, if you want.
Yeah,
you can aid.
I mean, I already got an intimidation on it, so.
Hey.
Yeah, so Demirius rolled a public intimidation.
Yeah. Let me.
Hey, I'm making him.
I know. You need to wait just a second, buddy.
Here. Here, I will roll the dice.
Okay, here.
I was gonna say, since this is 2 actions, can I use while I'm doing this as like an aid for this? Harm on myself to heal myself like almost completely as I do this to kind of
sure. I'm okay.
Kind of give them this impression.
Oh, with your
feudalism.
Single action, got it.
Yeah.
Even though that was a nat 1, it was a 20, which is enough. But the nat 1 brings it down, so it's a failure. So you didn't not help. You didn't critically fail your aid check. See, that's exactly what I was talking about in Discord the other day. The good part about level 10 is you can become immune to critically failing aid checks. So he didn't make it worse.
That's good.
Yeah.
I think it's 2 per casting, so it'd be an extra 10. So it's actually 15 healing on top of 5.
Let's put that in your modifier.
Yeah, that's because of the spell I have on me.
42.
So I heal 42.
I just fixed your HP.
Action. Thank you.
There you go.
And now I'm gonna make the attempt to intimidate this thing.
All right, 30 is your DC, so public intimidation, please.
Come on.
Not quite enough for it. And the aid wouldn't have helped either, so that's your whole turn. Earl can take 1 action if you want to move closer or something.
I'll tell Earl to get in a battle stance. So
Nice.
Earl will probably lower its arms a little bit and start growling, but the growling is just 2 bones rubbing together. That sort of sound.
I love that. Like a cricket. That's fantastic. All right. Belinus is first going to have the ooze method move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to help out Khan. Because it is, so making it flat-footed to you. And then Belinus is going to probably cast something. Let's see, she's running low on spells. None of those are good choices. Okay. Then Belinus is going to command her ooze method to attack, even though it's level 1 and probably going to miss without a nat 20. I mean, I rolled really fucking high, but that wasn't enough. Okay. That makes it Demirius.
Flavor is
Am I
lemon,
still
raspberry.
stunned?
Meh.
No, let me take that off. Okay. Oh, wait, no, it's
Here,
just,
try
it's just one action for this round, so you only have 2 actions this round.
Oh, okay.
And then it'll be gone.
Shit. Boop, 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 boop.
And you can hit it from there, and it's
Yeah.
flat-footed because of the method.
Yeah.
And I think it attacked something else, so you still have your lay on hands up,
Yeah,
or not
I
lay on
could
hands,
do
your
it.
smite evil. So give yourself smite evil if you don't have the effect
Yeah,
up right now.
okay.
I could do it.
Boop.
Okay,
I
now
could
go ahead
do
and
it.
roll its
Alright.
damage.
I could do it.
I know you can do it, buddy. Just help me out.
Mhm.
Right, you gotta go right here.
Mm-mm.
Yes.
No.
Nice, 27. That's pretty good. This thing's looking pretty bad.
Yeah, since
I
that didn't
think
do it, can I
that's-
use my reaction?
Yes, you can absolutely use your reaction
'Cause I
on
only have
that,
the
and
2
now it's
turns.
flat-footed.
So that's my turn then.
Yep, that's yours.
Ragnar, you could surrender. We could go on a date. It would be fine. You did this to
That's it.
yourself. You played yourself.
It's true. Okay, that's a good chunk of damage. Demirius is done. Top of the round. Oh, jeez. It's really not liking where everything's going with this. Oof. And it's low on spells. It's going to cast Bane so that all of you have to take a -1 to your attacks for the next... Anyone who's within melee range of it, so Khan and the Ooze Method have to take a -1 to your attacks. That's about all it's got. And then it's
Gotcha.
going to swipe out at Khan. Let's see, with its claws. And, oh wow, that was a hit. I assumed that was going to miss.
Retributive strike.
So you are going to take a bunch of mental damage. 25. Yep, you can retributive strike that. Absolutely.
Hey,
So how much does
you
Khan,
don't-
how much does Khan heal on that?
That is.
Just,
2 plus my level, so
just
12.
go to saving
12.
throw.
All right. Can you heal yourself
Saving
12, Khan?
throw.
Yes.
And then I get
79 wounds, I guess.
Here.
Nice. That is a hit for sure.
Hmm. Here,
And yep, it still has the good damage. Yeah, this thing is
I just could do it.
on death's door.
All right.
So that's the end of its turn, though. Khan, unless you miss, you're gonna wipe it up.
Gotcha.
Like, there's literally no way if you actually hit it that you could not, kill it. Yeah, go ahead and describe however you killed this. No, it doesn't matter what damage you roll. Roll the damage to see your numbers, because click clacks, but
Yeah.
it doesn't even matter. It could be
Number
all ones.
go burr.
Yep, numbers go burr. Yeah. How do you want to do this?
Decisions. I think that Khan is going to try to do like a leg sweep to knock this beastie onto its back,
Mm-hmm.
and then jump up onto their body, and jumping attack, do a strike right into its heart.
Lovely. As your sword plunges into this creature's chest, all of the hair, the black hair, falls out and dissipates into smoke. Its claws retract into its hands. The tendrily things suck back up into its face, and it looks at you. Come on. Absolutely terrified. And it scurries away into the blackness. And we are out of initiative. It is Gonzo out into the darkness. Well done. You killed defeated Der Schreckensdieb and the Bonados. Let me give y'all a little XP here real quick. That was a good one. That took a while.
Yeah, that was tough.
All right. Award XP.
Yeah, and the
Okay.
You know what I never understood about these fear demons? Why don't they just, like, open up a haunted house? All the fear you can eat, and you get the benefits of living in a society. So you get to, like, go to, restaurants and shows and things like that. And people are like, oh, yeah, they're in the haunted house.
Just like a
No one needs to know that you're evil. It's fine.
him down.
Yeah, essentially free meals coming to you.
Hey, Dad.
You don't have to worry about someone to kill you.
They don't know how to integrate. This one was no different. Isn't that right, Earl? And I start scratching under the jawbone of this thing.
He does the thing where he's scraping some of his rib bones together, and it almost sounds like purring.
I'm also gonna do a 2-action harm on Belinus Tugthor, who's an undead, to heal them, if that's okay.
Awesome, thank you.
Let me also.
Thank you so much.
Harm is a spell. It's been a little while. The 2-action is if you're healing an undead, increase the hit points restored by 8. Okay, so just add 8.
Oh, nice.
But then for every extra level, you're adding another 8. That's insane.
Oh God. So another
insane.
Jesus, another like 32.
No,
what,
8
6 level
times
spells?
5. That's 40.
40. Jesus.
And then there's 5 with RB. So it's 45. So here, just boom! I send this huge wave of like healing energy into the skeleton within the ooze.
You overhealed by 12. Yes.
I feel like even if this skeleton was starting to get like some corrosion and some like cracks starting to form from like wear and tear and age, I hopefully just bolstered the shit out of that.
Oh, thank you. I haven't felt this energized since the first time we came into the Sky Citadel. That was a real rager of a fight, y'all of you. Oh, I haven't felt this great in years.
And as she's saying that, she's kind of slugging around, real excited like.
Honestly, I would love to hear more about the history of this Sky Citadel. There's only 5 from what I understand. So having so many of these around, or not so many of these around, this is a big deal to be here, yes.
Oh, aye. It is one of the holiest places in all of Dwarfdom. But we were sent in here by King Truebeard to reclaim it from the demons. We just had no idea the extent that the trap that we were walking into.
I hear Khan, and then followed by a large Demirish with the stone.
Yeah.
Yes, Khan and Demirius, you join Zavid, Earl, and Belinus. Having seen Zavid summon this creature that you've never even seen before. Well, you could roll nature, I suppose, to see if you have any idea what this creature is.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I even know what the hell.
Dad,
Yeah, throw that nature in the tower if you care.
you see me working on my computer? You know why?
Oh, tower.
You have absolutely no idea what that creature is. It is a monstrosity of bones and stuff.
Is this another one of your friends?
Khan, you actually rolled worse.
I take the skull of this thing and I kind of put my head up against it and I say, "It is almost time for you to go, my friend. But this is not the last that we shall see of you, Earl." Rest well. And then as the spell ends, the bones just sort of crumple and fall apart as you hear like a sort of like a sigh as this thing turns back into its base parts. And I say, what was he? He was my friend.
Yeah, Con, you got three. You got worse than Demirius. Like, you rolled real bad, so you don't have any idea what that creature was either.
One of Zavid's friends, he just said.
Yep, that was it. It was Zavid's friend. That's right.
I'm glad you're making friends.
Earl is a homie, a true homie. We will call upon his aid again, I'm sure. Before we do, I forgot. What are we down here for again? We're here to.
You're trying to get down to just the floor. You're trying to get down off of the rookery spires because they're like 1,000, 1,500 feet tall of just needle-like mountains. So getting down would have required flight or insane like scaling, mountain scaling. So you had this. This is basically the only way to get down.
We need feather falls. What we need.
That would be very helpful.
Yeah. So, tell us, you're a caster, Bellinis.
Yes.
Do you happen to know of a way that we could magically descend to the bottom of this, the Rookery Spire safely?
Well, I might be able to help you. You see, when I don't require sleep like immortals do, or when I did when I was alive, but as you magic users know, I require rest between. Because look, you see, and the ooze starts to ooze around really quickly, like in a circle really fast. And then she kind of back and forth, front and back, and she says, I can control it, but it requires a little bit of magic, you see. And as you know, little bits of magic all day is very tiring. So when I stop, and you can see the hands relax and there's no more magic, the ooze just randomly starts like slowly slugging away on its own, doing its own thing. So she says, I can tell it where to go, but it requires efforts. However, when I let it rest, it sort of acts like a cleaner for this dungeon and picks up little items and trinkets. I may have something down a little bit lower. And she begins to like slowly like ooze down into the bones and slops over the side and is kind of slowly making her way down to about this level. And says that there's a room not far from here that very old. I do not know what was there originally, but well, do you see? And the skeleton points down a hallway, and I'd like to have you to give me perception checks in the tower, please.
All right. Hold on, buddy. Hold on.
Here, I could do it.
No.
Demirius and Khan, you do not see what Belinus is pointing at, but Zavid, having spent so much time in places like this underground, and especially with your recently acquired greater dark vision, you, without much issue, see in the distance that there is a place somewhere in this tower where there's a light. There's a bright light coming from like a hallway.
Okay.
I keep the little trinkets the ooze keeps in there.
I'm gonna get my detect magic stuff up because I want to also bolster what I'm seeing with that.
At first, it's kind of disorienting because you get blasted with tons and tons of low-level magic. Clearly, all of these soldiers had like a +1 sword, a +1 armor. There's a shit ton of really low-level, not very worth anything magic items surrounding you. Like it's very disorienting at first, but you're able to like wade through it, and then you're sort of pinpointing and focusing, and you can tell that there is quite a lot of magic coming from that direction.
Okay. Do you have to move on the map, or can I just sort of like theater the mind this?
We can kind of theater the mind it, but I would like at least one explanation for how you get down to one level beneath where you're at.
Okay.
Like ropes or spell, or you jump or you parkour, just something.
Yeah.
I want
I'll
one
parkour.
thing. I want one
I will
thing for
parkour.
everybody. All right. So parkour. So give me an acrobatics check and public, and if you have any like feats or anything that'll make it cooler, go for it.
Well, there's the assurance, so
Oh, yeah.
maybe I don't do like 50 backflips, but I'm graceful enough. I have like good stance. I don't pull any
Yes.
muscles.
Perfect. So you concentrate, you take a moment, you look around yourself, get your surroundings. You see, okay, ledge here, small bridge there. If I jump on that, it's going to break and I'm going to fall to my death. But you're able to, without very much effort at all, parkour yourself down to about that level.
Gotcha.
Yep. With your assurance, no roll.
do the
You're
dice.
just there.
How
Here.
high up is one level from another level? Like how many feet?
Roughly 30. So like it's going to hurt if you jump.
Oh, not for me. I'm gonna
fall,
hang
rather.
down. I'm gonna hang down from my hands, and then I'm gonna fall. And using cat fall, I treat a fall as 25 feet less than what it is. So I just land.
And it's like a 5-foot drop, and I don't think 5 feet is enough to do damage.
mhm.
I think it's 10 or more. That's great. So yeah, Zavid, you just boom, and sort of like if you dropped Gumby from a high feet, it's like, and then you kind of accordion back a little bit.
It's very quick. It's kind of like dropping like a Stretch Armstrong, and then there's that sort of like when it hits
Compression.
the floor, it sends like a wave through it, so it kind of does this like but then it quickly retakes its shape. That's him. I kind of
And you take no damage. You are now down here where Khan is. And at this point, during all of this, Belinus is kind of slopping down the walls and like, you know those. This is going to be an old reference. You know those little things you would get in the coin machines where they're like a hand attached to a long string, and they slap against the wall and they kind of slowly peel off. That's kind of what Belinus is doing. He's kind of peeling down this wall.
Sweet.
It's a very slow, gross process, but eventually it gets down there. Demirius, how do you get from this? Oh wait, and at this point you are no longer enlarged.
Yeah, I do have the
how would you
boots
get
of
from there?
bounding, so I can jump around.
Mm-hmm.
That gives me bonuses, I think, to my athletics and stuff. And they're like springy shoes, so
Yeah, what are those two? Let's see, Demirius. Inventory. Boots of bounding. Yep, boots of bounding. You have that. Plus 5 foot bonus to your speed, and plus 2 bonus to athletics checks to high jump and long jump. So I would call this a high jump. So, or climbing, a climb check rather. So go ahead and do an athletics check, public, but with a +2.
okay. Hold on, buddy. Hold on.
Hey, I'm working.
No, I know. You need to wait.
I want to make him so special.
I know, buddy. Just give me
Oh,
one.
okay.
Okay, hold on.
I want to roll a
You want to help me?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I
hold
just
on.
want to roll a dice.
I know, buddy. Here. All right, give me your hand.
Okay.
All right, grab this. Here.
But no. I just
All
don't.
right.
Oh, take
There
a
we go.
short break. This cat is.
Oh no!
He was staring me down.
Oh, it's a cute cat. And did you add the +2? So yep, that was not enough.
She's
Demirius,
just
you're
staring
trying to
at me.
climb your way down, but you just beef it and fall, and you're gonna take 2d6 damage. Or 3d6, actually. It's 30 feet. So you take 9 damage. It's not that much. It hurts your pride more than anything. But you're still pretty hurt at this
really
point. Demirius.
scared. Yeah. So, focus spells come back every like 10 minutes, don't they?
Yeah, every 10 minutes. At this point, you've been walking around, and we can say you would have been focused, so you can lay on hands yourself if you'd like.
Yeah, let me do one real quick.
I'll say the same for my Undust Plus and get that fire.
Oh yeah, cool. Are you gonna heal yourself with that?
I could.
Oh,
keep,
can I
I'm gonna
talk?
save my harm.
I have
because
to
then-
Okay.
talk.
Cool. All right. So you healed yourself. Great. That helped. You were looking pretty bad there for a minute, Demirius. You don't have 668 wounds. That was too many. There you go. Yeah. Okay. So,
Did we just die?
so all of
I
so
tried to heal myself
Call-
and just kill myself instead.
Hey,
Khan, Zavid, and Belinus manage to gracefully well, Khan gets down gracefully, Belinus gets down grossly, and Zavid just falls without damage like a putty, but Demirius just wham like a rock. Just so you are now on the correct level, and Belinus says,
If we go down the end of this hallway, I'll show you the rest of my trinkets.
and she kind of slops down the hallway. And at this point, I'm going to swap to a different map. So you have a moment.
Should I rename Catfall to Squelchfall? Because that's the
Yes.
sound it
Oh my
makes when I
God, that's the
land.
best. That's perfect. Squelching wetly.
Living my best life, squelching.
Gross. Okay. I've got this ready. So what you should see, I'm hoping, is just a long hallway. So Belinus is taking you through here, and as she's slopping through the hallway, oozing her way down and around all these weird corridors, she's explaining that
Well, as I told you, this used to be a dwarf sky citadel. We were sent here by King Truebeard to reclaim it. Obviously, we failed. But, well, I'll just show you.
and she eventually gets to here. Has that map loaded?
Not quite yet.
Not quite. Okay, it's still doing its thing. It's kind of big, and I put a lot of crap on it. I'm not surprised. But this one's a JPEG, so it shouldn't be as bad as usual.
Just popped up for me.
Okay.
Yeah, same here.
Should just be a long hallway with a ton of black, yeah?
Yeah, long hallway. There's nothing else really.
Good. Okay. All right. So Belinus kind of looks to Yuzavid and says,
You said you wanted to know some things about this place. What can I ask? What can I answer for you? I'll do my best.
Well, I think, who was it that got high on the history checks for the search for Sky? Which person?
I think that was Reese. Reese
So
has
Reese-
hella society.
Reese told us about the search for the Sky.
Oh, aye. Search for Sky happened ages ago, when the dwarves and the orcs were forced out of the underground by the demons.
And you remember that was the same story you heard in King Targic's tomb. That demons came up and forced dwarves up into where the orcs lived, which forced the orcs to the surface. And then the dwarves went to the surface, and then demons went to the surface. So it's checking out that's the same thing you remember hearing about.
That's very interesting, since demons are not native to the material plane. They are outsiders. So
Aye.
they're not supposed to come from underground. They're not supposed to come from anywhere in this place. They come from outside, from a rift or something. That makes me think that perhaps there is a very deep rift to the abyss below the material plane.
Aye, that would make sense. I've heard of ley lines and rifts before. I was a wizard in my life, but I, sad to say, was not strong enough, obviously, to take the Sky Citadel, serve my king. But it matters not. Here, let me show you what I've got.
And when she gets to here, it's a kind of a stone stairway down. There are two statues of dwarves that are on either side. And let me get most of this, but not all of it. It opens up into a wide cavern. And before you, you see a very large cliff face that opens down and looks into a pit of lava. It's just a little more I need to open up. It seems very broken. And everyone give me perception checks in the tower, please.
Okay. Perception check in the tower.
That's
Do I
right,
see
yeah.
The tower. Yes, I do.
And then Demirius, if you want to hit perception 2 in the tower,
Yeah, the big map was hiding my tower, so I was trying to get the
Gotcha.
stuff out of the way. Here we go.
please. If you hit the up right arrow, it'll maximize. Okay. Zavid and Khan, you're far too distracted by the grand just walking into this place to spot this. But Zavid and Demirius almost immediately notice that on the other side of the lava, if you don't concentrate on the lava itself, there's kind of a flat platform, and there are huge claw marks dug into the ground.
Yeah, that doesn't look good.
Okay, just
There's nothing over there.
But there was something over there.
Oh boy, what a blast!
You could try a nature check if you want on the tower.
Sure. Let me find my...
Dad,
Yes, sir. I can find my
tell me
mouse here.
lies. Dad,
Yeah, buddy. Dang it.
what when I
Let's see. Are we?
Oh yeah, you can head on in. She's Belinus is kind of sloughing her way down these stairs into here, and she says,
Well, over here is where I kind of keep most of my trinkets.
and you can see that there aren't really tents here. I didn't feel like editing the map. These are mostly just boxes and crates that have baubles, weapons, shiny things, scrolls of that nature. She says,
You're welcome to look through those to see if there's anything that could help you get down.
All right. Yeah. I'll.
Thank you,
I'll
thank you,
pick
thank
up
you,
on
thank
that.
you, thank you. Then scurrying noises.
and yeah, just give both the two of you give me perceptions in the tower. These are separate from the perception for the entire room.
Okay.
With actually very little effort, Zavid, you open one crate and pull out a scroll of Featherfall. It comically so. You can probably guess what you rolled.
All right.
Literally the
well,
first crate you open, right on top, scroll of Featherfall.
Sweet. We need to get to the bottom, but that is a lake of, like a river of magma.
Well, if you go back to the main chamber, it avoids the magma. The magma is rerouted into the forge chambers. They're in a different section. You as long as you don't hurry yourself in right here, you should be fine to avoid in the lava.
How hot do those forges get? If I could just get an idea.
Oh, if I had to put a number on it, I'd say at least 1,500 to 2,000 degrees. Hot enough to melt steel for sure.
Out of game. How hot did we?
That
need
was
that?
it. Hot
That
enough to
was
melt
it.
steel. But the problem isn't the problem you ran into isn't the heat, it's the size. You pretty much determined that dwarven forges tend to be too small.
Do you have a forge big enough for something, say, and then I'll like maybe gesture to like maybe this statue that might be like the same rough size of the egg, something that could fit something that large that could maintain the same heat.
Oh, not that I'm aware of. I was no metallurgist in life, but not that I've seen in my explorations of the cavern.
Well, perhaps I could ask you this. From a mechanical standpoint, what is the technique dwarves use to get their furnaces so hot?
Well, we tend to either manipulate lava flows like that, or if we're lucky enough to find a coal seam, we'll use the coal to maintain the heat. Coal
what
is hard to
maintain
come
the
by.
heat?
Coal.
Coal. Ah, got it. Okay. Okay. I'll circle back to that later. We might have interest in utilizing a special furnace for some purpose, but that is a later thing, not the right now thing.
I understand.
Oh yeah, did anyone want to do a nature check on those things, those claw marks? Or
Yeah,
gouges?
I didn't notice them, so I can't.
Oh, that's true. Unless they pointed it out to you.
Hey, look at those claw marks. That's pretty cool.
The Demirius Andor. Demirius already rolled it. Actually, Khan nailed it. When they point that out to you, you realize those are probably dragon claws. A big, big dragon. Would you
Okay.
relay that?
Yeah, yeah.
So.
I don't know why I'm at a loss. Like, how do I
What
describe
do we
that apart from
do?
just like?
Yeah, no, it's all right. They're dragons, right?
Yes.
Dragons. What's up with that? And I look towards our new ooze friend. Huh?
I've not seen a dragon in here in the many years I've been, but maybe if you have questions, maybe this room here can answer it. I was never able to get a read on it, but...
And she kind of slugs her way over to these stairs here, and opens up, and I have an art that I made for this one. I took a ton of stuff and photoshopped it all together. So this one, I didn't draw this from scratch, but I made this one. So she takes you into this room here, and you're kind of taken aback by what you see. Whereas everything else in this place has been just a ruin, an absolute wreck. This room in particular has nothing wrong with it. And it's quite beautiful. But the first thing you really notice is the orbs, and you ponder them for a moment. There are dozens, maybe even hundreds of blue crystalline orbs sitting on golden stands on top of beautiful black marble pedestals. There's black marble everywhere, gold motifs, silver motifs, and above the large marble hearth, you see an image of a golden dragon intertwining with a silver dragon.
Holy shit.
And on the... does anyone look at these orbs specifically to ponder them?
Yeah, I gotta ponder the orb.
Yeah, what?
If I see an orb, you better believe I'm gonna ponder.
What you notice as you're kind of looking at them is that each one kind of...
So give it back.
Could you mute? So,
Oh, I'm
second,
sorry.
please?
Sorry.
Thank you. Yeah, each one kind of shows a different area, like a hill top that has lots of small hills behind it. Another one shows kind of a stone entrance into a hill. Another one shows what looks to be a small piece of wood built onto a mountain, a cliff face. And Zavid specifically recognizes, I know I'm not going to make you roll for this because of what you are. You recognize that pretty much every single one of these is showing some kind of burial mound. Just like in the picture I shared.
So I'm having flashbacks right now.
Of what?
Has anyone ever played the Final Fantasy Legend for Game Boy?
Mm-mm.
It's actually the first of the Saga series.
No, what's that?
Well,
I mean, I've played Final Fantasy, but
it's
not that
by
one.
Square Enix, or I guess Square before they merged with Enix. I'm gonna post this in our thing, but there is a chamber where there is a dragon and a bunch of orbs, and if you steal the orb, it spawns the dragon, and then you have a boss fight.
That's
so I
great.
saw this, and I'm like, did he also play the Final Fantasy Legend?
I will tell you that is not where this inspiration came from. I'll tell you straight up, that's not it. Please give me perception. Are you guys wandering around or looking at specific crystals? What are you doing in this room?
I think whatever ones
Oh,
that
there's one thing I forgot to mention. On the far western side of the room, there are two of these orbs that are away from the rest, up on there's a small stairwell and then kind of their own separate area. And one of them has been completely toppled over onto the ground.
Okay, I was wondering that. Yeah, that top of one. I'll definitely look at that first.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
let me-
better.
Alrighty.
I just see, Demirius pondering this orb, and that has intrigued me. And I said, "What ails you, brother? What do you ponder in the orb?"
I don't know what this is.
So this one is odd. It has a little crack in it, and the image is distorted, unlike the rest in this room. It's the best description I can come up with is it's like scrambled 90s cable TV porn. It's kind of like that kind of distortion. But this is what you see, and I want you to look at it for about 5 or 6 seconds, because it flashes green every so often, and you're seeing something in it. There's a strange image that I'd like you to roll some kind of knowledge check in the tower.
Right now, the image was a question mark in the 2x
fuck.
box.
Well, hopefully that'll load soon. Again, I had to do a lot of layering and a lot of
Yeah.
effects with Fantasy Grounds, so this is a thick one. I'm hoping it has
Yeah.
loaded.
Then I'm getting
Yeah, it
my
just looks like an orb with like effects going on in it.
dad.
Yep,
It
yep,
looks
like
orb
an
with a bunch of
eye.
effects.
Then
That is
I'm
an
gonna
eyeball.
Get my own
Mhm.
headphones.
You are free to make that
Dad.
assumption.
Dad.
This is an eye. The eye of
Look,
Dragon Man. I don't know.
looking at the orb as you're pondering it a little bit closer, you notice that there's writing on it in 2 languages. One that
Oh.
looks kind of orcish, but okay, you know how there's like English, modern English, and then there's Middle English, which is like, "Hark, my lord, forsooth he spake," and it's like you can kind of understand it, but not really. But then there's Old English, where you cannot understand it unless you have a degree in English.
Yeah.
This is kind of like that, but the orc version, where like you can see that it's orcish, but even if you look, Khan, I think, is the only one who speaks orcish. You cannot make hide or hair of it. Every one of these orbs has this weird old, like ye olde orc on it. But thankfully, right beneath it is a pronunciation guide in Draconic. And thankfully, Draconic is a very slowly evolving language. So whereas the Orcish kind of looks like ye olde Orcish and it's unintelligible, the Draconic is sort of like, "Hey there, this dame is the bee's knees." You know, it's old, but you can definitely read it and understand it. And who speaks Draconic? I think it's Zavita and Khan, correct?
I don't know if I do. I think definitely Khan though.
Okay. Well, showing this orb to Khan, and I'm going to pop you into the room there real quick, Connor. Boop. This orb with the eye in Draconic says Cyprigrod. That is a name you have heard.
Oh. Okay, let's do a flashback because Eldritch doesn't remember.
That's
This-
the brass dragon, right?
Copper, but yes.
Or copper.
That is the copper dragon that was fighting Beat for the attentions of Gwynestraja and accidentally killed
Ah.
Gwynestraja.
Hmm.
And that is the name that you see on this orb, is Cyprigrod.
Now the other orb on that tower,
Uh-huh.
is it?
One on the pedestal?
Can we see it from where we're
Yes, you
standing?
can. You
Okay,
absolutely
that was-
can.
Because it looks taller, so I wasn't sure if like we'd have
It's
to.
just up on a little, it's just on a regular like pedestal. You can walk right up to it. There's no like force field or anything. This one is gonna make you guys smile, I
Well,
think.
did Khan say that out loud or?
Oh, good question.
Yeah, she was probably like reading it out as she did.
Okay, as
Reading
soon as
up
you
the
see that, I'm instantly
looking
curious about this
about.
one and just like run over to it.
You run over to this one, and again, it has this one. Yeah, it does have Orcish and Draconic in it again, and you can't read it. But as you look into this orb, you're overcome with a glee you haven't felt in a while, Demirius. You're so surprised at the heartwarming image you see inside this. You see. Please tell me when that loads before I describe it.
Yeah, it's still question mark.
yeah.
So.
Okay, but you
Oh,
see
there
an
we go.
image.
Oh,
You see an image
Aw.
of a dwarf with a silver beard inside of a nice tavern, drinking what appears to be a frost-covered beer with a bunch of dwarfs and orcs.
He did it! He did
Aw.
it! I'll like wave them over. Look!
And Con,
Oh.
when you look at the base, it says Beetal's Attracts in Draconic.
These are scrying orbs. These are to keep tabs on places and people, and it seems that the two she wanted to keep an eye on most was the copper dragon and Beat. And I guess what happened with the copper dragon knocked over that orb. And
I'd like you to give me
be right back.
perception checks
I'll do that real
in the
quick.
tower. Yeah. Okay. Khan actually is the one to notice this. As you're kind of, wandering around, something catches your eye. One of the orbs within the dozens of others has an orc in it.
Oh.
He appears to be a man, very old, with a gray beard, gray hair, and he seems to have tattoos all over his body of strange sigils, arcane runes of some kind. And let me see, what was his name? I have it written down because I knew I would forget otherwise. The name within, or the name in Draconic beneath says Gazkal Daemon Killer.
Dazcall?
I will write that down.
And that isn't something
I think
we've heard before, right?
It is not, actually. Gazkal Daemon Killer. Like that.
Gotcha.
And it seems, again, it's like it's trying to help you with the pronunciation of the Orcish, because whereas like modern Orcish would be like, oh, the demon killer, this is more like, oi, demon killer. It seems very like lower brow kind of a pronunciation. It feels very guttural to speak this ye olde Orcish. Yes, you find it very strange that every single other one of these appears to be focused on some kind of a burial mound. And I think I put names somewhere. Yeah, doesn't matter. Lost them. Doesn't matter. Yeah, but it's very odd that you found one crystal ball that appears to have a living orc in it.
Yeah. Well, I guess if these are all, I mean, Khan will like jump from like stand to stand to see if the names listed are like locations specifically, or if they're all people. Because they're all people.
They're all people. Every single one of these has a name on it, and I swear I wrote these down somewhere.
You don't need to list them all.
Yeah, that's fine. I had some really good ones, but they're all like, like Gruk, Fist Punch, and like, Zorkrog, Blood Boil. Very orc, very violent, very warlike, kind of primitive sounding names.
So sweeping through these, like, that's like the only person really, like,
yes. And
alive
Zavid,
other than Beats?
Yep, that's correct. Zavid, what you missed is Khan found one crystal orb that has a living orc in it. He's got very gray hair, very gray beard, and he's got a bunch of arcane sigils tattooed all over his body. And his name is Gazkal Daemon Killer. Is the name under the on his crystal ball. And Khan is looking, and she discovered that all of these have names on them. There's like, Grug Grog Punch Fist, Zig Groff, like they all have names, but they're all focused on burial mounds except one. Well, and Beat and Ciprogrod, but only one living orc is in any of these.
So all of these people, I assume, were people that our departed dragon had known in life.
Definitely seems as though she had a vested interest in the lives of these orcs, for some reason. But obviously, most of them do not have long lifespans. The one covered in magic runes probably figured out a way to cheat the system, is my guess.
Well, then we may have to talk to them.
That would be.
I mean, where we are going, we may have a contact in Gazkal.
And by the way, Zavid, this is the room in which you were feeling the massive amount of magic. Earlier when you did detect magic, it's coming from all of these scrying orbs. You did just recently get that gem in your forehead that gives you a +2 to scry checks. FYI.
I would like to try and attempt to fix the one with the copper dragon in it. I want to mend it in some way.
Okay.
I have crafting and magic. I got all the stuff I need if I think so.
Oh, I'm totally into it. Okay, you give me an aid check and have Khan roll the craft. How about that? And
an aid
give
check.
yourself a +2 for the religious stuff that you know, the scry stuff. So do a craft +2 publicly, and that'll be your aid, and then Khan can roll because she has a higher craft.
Yeah.
Fair.
Okay, that's and let's see, you're an expert, so that's a +4 or +2, I mean. So it's a 39. So between the two of you, you're pretty easily able to actually get this taken care of. I didn't think you were going to try that, but sure, why the hell not? You're able to fix this crack in it and mend it and re-sew together the magic of this crystal. And suddenly it slowly becomes more and more clear. Slower and slower until you finally see a dragon's eye extremely close up.
I would like to now make a scry check
Mhm.
to actually like put my senses in that location, not like just watching it through TV, but actually like try to be there and see where this thing is located.
Okay, give me a second. Roll whatever your highest knowledge is with a +2 in the tower, and give me a second to find something to DM you in Discord, because I don't want them to see this. Okay. Let me see. Talk amongst yourselves for a minute while I find something. Because I was not expecting you to do that, but I like it a lot. So I'm going to let it happen, but I just need a second.
I sure love Oreos.
Yeah, I think while they're tinkering around trying to fix that orb, like I'm definitely staring down at the only orc that's alive from these other ones and trying to pick out like details, if there's any like around him. Maybe we can try to figure out where he is by the geographical identifiers.
You could absolutely try to find that out.
Look at him.
Yeah. I mean, it might
Actually,
not even be
it's-
familiar to me because he might be somewhere I've never been. But I'm
Roll me a
trying to, like,
religion check in the tower,
Hold
Demarius. Where is
Oh.
it? What did I call it? See, the problem with having 5
Hey,
gazillion images and
I
maps
was
for everything is I forget what shit's called. Oh, okay, that was a very good roll, Demarius. So as you're kind of playing around with this thing, and you're holding the one with Gaz called Demon Killer in it, the one living orc.
yeah.
Okay. As you're kind of playing around with it and you're trying to figure out what's going on with this thing, a light appears inside of it, and kind of like a fish that doesn't understand the concept of its fishbowl, it hits right up against the glass, and it's like almost like it's pointing in a direction. Okay, that's what it's called. There it is. Okay, so Zavid, coming back to you, I'm sending you something in Discord in a DM. You start to see an image appear in your mind of this area. You get feelings of metal and hot metal, molten metal, mithril, gold, iron, steel. There's heat, and you feel anger. You feel fury inside you. And I'm still trying to let that load a little bit. And I'll keep talking while it's loading. And you can see that there's strange figures in here with parts of them are metal, parts of them are flesh. There are people in chains. There are people shoveling coal, people working forges. And I don't know why that's taking so freaking long to send. It's only a 2 meg file. But I don't want to use words, but the rest of it, because I want you to describe what you see once those frickin' load. I'm very annoyed.
That's good. That's good. This is loading in Discord.
In the Discord DMs, yes. At least it's trying
Try
to.
try resending it. Sometimes Discord has had
All right.
issues with sending files.
All right. Oh, one is almost. God, it's only 1 meg. Just go. There.
Oh, hello.
That is what you see at the end of the area I just described. It is bound in thick chains against a wall. It is screaming out in horrible, furious anger. It is truly furious. And I'm trying to send the other image, but that's the main thing you see.
So I'm morging into this crystal ball, and Khan, you just see Zavid's face go like, "Ugh! Oh, holy shit! Wow, that's fucked up. Fucked up. He's just like, he's like reacting, but he's not giving any details about what he's saying.
Yeah, you good there? You doing okay?
No.
You're not possessed. You didn't get possessed.
The map image went through finally. The first image is chained at the very north of that map. Chained hard. It is immobile. And there's people everywhere upon that map doing all kinds of work.
Humans?
No, actually. Mostly orcs and gnomes. Some with
Can I try to send a message to use it through this ball, because it's going towards the dragon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I try to use it to send a message to the dragon?
You can certainly try. What would you try to say?
Our buddy, what's his name? Beatrix?
Betelzetrax.
Betelzetrax and Gwenestraza. I'm gonna say the name of the dragon. What was the name of this dragon?
Cyprigrod.
Cyprigrod. I want to speak their name, Cyprigrod, and see if there's a reaction.
In the crystal ball, much like Sauron, the eye goes, focuses right at you.
Gwenestraza and your old rival Beetltrax do not wish this fate upon you. We are coming to free you and let bygones be bygones.
You feel that it understood you, but there's so much fury that you're not sure if that helped.
I want to I want to clarify to it, like, hold that anger and wait to use it when the time is right, because I'm angry just seeing this. We will fight together when the time comes. And then
it wipes, and you now all you see in the ball is the eye. You're welcome to describe to them what you just saw.
I said, well, I found our Cyprigrod friend. Something happened to him. A series of unfortunate events. If I could take a stab at what I think he got captured, or he made some sort of deal and it went sour, and he became a prisoner along with a bunch of mortal creatures like orcs and gnomes. And a lot of his flesh has been sort of replaced with metal and machinery. He's like a mechanical dragon. It's very nightmarish.
As you're describing this, you remember something that you saw just this morning, actually. You remember the eagle and how every piece of armor was riveted into its bones.
It was kind of like the eagle, and he was very pissed off and wanted to enact violence on anything. But I contacted him, and I name-dropped not only his name, so that I know who he is, but I name-dropped his lost love and his former rival. I alluded that forgiveness is already done, and that his rescue is imminent. Now, it is obviously not up to me whether I bring everyone else along on a rescue mission for this dragon. We don't know. But seeing as we've already had to deal with one of their mechanical creatures, and the fact that they have more and they're threatening the innocents around them, perhaps by sort of toppling this, we might gain more allies for our eventual final showdown with Rovagug's minions.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I assume with our keeping a dragon, that would be their base of operations.
Also, it's just tragic. I wish I could show you what I saw, but it's not like I have it in this sort of reusable, downloadable format that I could just send to you, freely copying it like a painting that has no painter. But you'll just have to trust me. It was pretty nightmarish.
I do trust you.
There is one last thing that you may want to see. I think it, now that you have, I never knew what all this room was for, but a dragon. You say a dragon lived here.
Yes. And this is its heart.
She's passed now, but the dragons that in her life are still around, still alive. And they would probably want to know that she...
Perhaps you should see this then. It might be her bedchambers.
And Belenith starts to kind of ooze out and eventually makes her way over to here. And you do see there is a double door, actually.
I hope she put away her, unmentionables before we go in here.
And shows you that, there is kind of a double door. And Belenith sort of just oozes under it. But you can see that it is a locked door.
I'm gonna try to ooze under it too. I have quick squeeze.
You do? Sure. Give me an athletics check if it's out. Or I guess it could be public. It doesn't matter. You'll know if it works or not.
Yeah, I just, there's something about the ooze doing it that makes me go like, wait a minute, I want to do that. Where is my character sheet? There it is. Athletics or acrobatics?
Acrobatics.
Yeah.
Nope, you are fully incapable of oozing beneath this door, and it is locked.
I get like one leg, and then my knee gets stuck, and I'm like, ow, fuck. Oh, hold on. I like scrape up my leg as I pull it out of the door. I'm like, not yet. One day, but not this day. And I open it like a normal person.
Yeah, it's open, so you're able to walk inside in it. Let me see, I wrote a description here, I think. Oh, you're standing on top. There it is. Bedchambers. So beyond the double doors is a modest but lovely bedchamber. A round stone table lies to the south. Bookshelves line the wall, and a large granite slab carved lovingly into a bed sits in the corner. The northeast corner is a hearth that still has burning fire within. Upon the table is an ancient yellowed piece of parchment sitting next to a beautiful quill.
I found this room ages ago. I was never able to read what's on that letter there, but it looked important.
Knowing that Khan knows Draconic, I'll just look at her like...
So, Khan, what you find on this table, I have an image of it as well. It looks like this to everyone else. It looks like just nonsense. But again, it's like 1920s kind of grammar. It sounds old, but not old. And it has
a transatlantic accent in writing.
Right? Exactly. That's very it. Would you rather me read it, or do you want to read it, Con?
I can read it. Will the text show up when it's loaded?
It will. Let me load it into the chat and write, but I can use Draconic and then do this to make it so that, bam. Did that work?
Yes.
Yeah, you should be able to read that, Con.
In his tongue, he is known as Dovahkiin. Dragonborn.
Dragonborn.
Yeah. Supergrod. These games cease now. You leave unwanted trinkets and baubles top my spire. My precious green lambs run in fear as you burn their fields to gain my attention. And now you threaten my egg sire as I am great with Gravid? Unacceptable.
You're
and
welcome to
unbecoming.
roll a nature check on that one. That word. That's a weird word I had to look up.
After I finish reading, I will.
Sure.
Yeah. Unacceptable and unbecoming of a copper. Your claws will leave my mountaintops. Your wings will never again darken my skies, nor will your acidic words corrode my ears evermore. Return to Kodar Peak now, before you lose your life in addition to your ruined pride. Gwenestraza.
If you want to roll nature on the word great with gravid,
Yes.
anyone who wants to roll nature. That's a term I had to look up. That was a
It wouldn't make sense for
One of those-
Steve to know it, so I won't roll for that.
all right. Con, you rolled very, very high. Great with gravid. You know that gravid is the term for when a reptile of some kind has an egg inside of it
Gotcha.
before it
Gotcha.
lays the egg. So she said, "Are you threatening my egg, sire, as I'm really pregnant?" Is essentially what she's saying. You threaten my baby daddy as I'm pregnant, is basically what she's saying. Yeah.
So essentially, Zavine, she's telling our copper dragon friend to fuck off.
I see. That doesn't make sense. What a beta cuck, right? Well, I still don't think he deserves the fate that he got. And he was very angry. I must really relay that. You know how that
No,
eagle
I want.
attacked us without any sort of shred of self-preservation?
Mm-hmm.
I think whatever they did to the eagle, they did to him, and that anger will be directed at whatever it can get its claws on once freed. But if we are somehow able to separate that sort of pain control device from the spine, I think he will still be angry, but it'll at least have reason restored, and he can direct his anger in a way that is not just destructive to everyone around him.
I'll have to study up on surgery.
Also, I believe perhaps for the safety of our friend, the Telzatrax, we must destroy the orb that has his scribe.
Mm-hmm.
He has been in hiding and trying to stay safe for years, and unbeknownst to him, there's this orb that can lead to his location no matter where. Now, when Gwen was alive, it made sense, but she's been passed away for so long. I think for the safety of him and for his unborn child, we should destroy that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I run over.
And without much effort, it's literally a crystal ball. You're able to just pick it up and slam it on the ground a few times, and
Knocking it over like a cat knocking over a mug.
pretty much, yeah. It takes very little effort to destroy that crystal ball. Yeah.
I destroy it, and then I do one of these, like, like, this is for you, Beatles.
Imagine there's no scrying.
But for the other guy, now Demirius investigated that already. Do we figure out where that one was?
Yes, actually, Demirius he rolled really high on his religion check and accidentally kind of activated it, for lack of a better term. And it had a little light that started in the center of the orb, but then like a fish in a fishbowl, punk, it bounced right up against the glass and is sort of like pointing at one place. And if you rotate the orb, it rotates with and it stays pointing.
That's like a compass for him.
It's a compass, yes.
If he has it already, I grab the orb with us, because like we gotta find this guy anyway.
Yep.
Gazcol
Damon Killa is his name.
Ridiculous. I give the orb to Demirius, like, this is your request. Fucking Damon Killer, what the fuck?
I hope that this can be of use to you. I never knew that this was a dragon's lair before.
Yes, it was a gold dragon. Her name was Gwenestraza. And there was an incident that happened many years ago. And I'll just relay sort of without going into too many details about our friend Beat, because he's still around, or really the fate of the other one. I'll just kind of give the synopsis of what happened in Gwent.
Basically, the story that Beat told you. There was a gold dragon, there was a silver dragon, there was a copper dragon. The silver and the copper fought. The copper accidentally killed the gold. Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, and the only thing I'll drop is that we know the silver dragon personally, and he's a really good guy, and we're trying to help him out.
I understand. I'm happy that I was able to show you all of this then. Give some sort of closure.
That is perhaps one of the hardest things to get. And one of the reasons why so many people choose to become undead is that they have a fear they'll never have closure, or that they can't properly get it.
And then there's those like me who stumble into undeath.
It is actually rather fascinating. And then I start having like an academic conversation about
Belinus would be
undead.
very into it because she was a wizard. So she'd be very into the academics of that.
It's fascinating how ghosts become undead because of unfinished business. When it's like, you just became immortal, essentially, accidentally. There are people that would love to be immortal and can't do it.
Them spend their lifetime seeking immortality.
Right, and because someone you love died right before you were able to tell them that you loved them, and then you died. Oh, you're still around now. Like, what? That's all it
makes no
takes?
sense.
That's
Emotions
ridiculous.
should take no place over cold logic and hard magics.
I agree. I think, you know what though? I believe it has something to do with ley lines. Magic ley lines, when these emotions take place, they are tapping into the weave subconsciously. That's what's going on.
Subconscious magics, you say?
Yes.
I've heard of such a thing.
Because they're stuck there. They can't leave their haunting, right? That's how they're cursed. Whereas like a lich or even just a zombie can go wherever.
I've heard of. You remind me of a book I read long ago in my studies of emotion magic, belief magic, where some people are able to manifest reality as long as their beliefs are true. I don't know. It might be a rumor.
Have I ever heard of the Kuatoa?
Oh, the fish people? I don't know. Is that a thing?
I don't know if that's a thing in Pathfinder. I know in D&D it is, and they believe in gods, and their belief manifests these fake gods into being. And I don't know. That's
not where I was going with it.
Yeah,
that's cool. That's not where I was going with it. But you can roll religion to see if you know anything about that.
Yeah, let's see what I know about this kind of magic in general. Oh.
Okay. You remember from a long time ago hearing something about something called Wag energy. And it's something that is mostly lost in magic users these days.
Wag energy?
Like WAAGH, Wag. And not warg, if that's what you were thinking.
Okay, Wag energy.
Yeah, Wag energy. And you remember that it has something to do with when large groups are together in a battle, like in a field, and they're in a fight, and all of them believe something strongly enough, it can manifest as reality. They don't necessarily have control over it, but it's a thing that you've heard is a thing that has happened in the past. Like, for example, a large army believed that they had extra ammunition when they didn't, and suddenly they look behind them and there's a carriage full of arrows. That sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
But they can't really.
Yeah. Like in our modern day speak, like, dude, that guy exhibits some wog energy. If I'm being real. Total wog over here.
Yeah, you don't remember who's able to do it, why, or how, but you remember reading something about when there's a large group of people who can kind of believe the same thing, they can almost focus it.
Okay, all right. Oh, excuse me. That's just me being tired. I want to ask our Uzi friend if they have any like a reference or a book to what they read about that, because Zafid has an idea.
I could suppose I can look and
she kind of, and I'll speed it up. She slugs her way back over to where all of her stuff's
While
kept.
she's slugging away, I'll explain my idea to everyone. I say, belief magic is one of the hardest magics to pull off because in order to get people to believe it, I mean, you can tell someone the truth and they might still doubt you. They might still not believe. But having everyone truly firmly believe the truth of something that is not real can actually make it true. If we were to tap into that, unite enough people in under the cause of stopping Rovagug, and really bolster their, not necessarily their morale, but their belief that this is going to work, even if we somehow fall short of what we need to do, we could still succeed anyway.
Oh,
As like a failsafe.
I'd never thought of that. That's fascinating.
It would be very hard to pull off. And we would not want that to be our first line of defense. That would be plan like D.
Eventually, Belinus does come back, and there's a book floating around next to her within the ooze, and it kind of plops itself out, and you're able to take it. And she says,
I think this might be the one where I read about it. It's a little difficult to read, and it's mostly looks like Old Orcish.
I look and I'm like, is there a way to... Wait a minute, we have a Rosetta Stone.
what do you mean?
Well, okay, let me back up. One, we actually have a guy that we're going to find who probably still knows Old Orcish. But even if he didn't, if he had some sort of like dementia or something like that, we have a Rosetta Stone of Draconic that translates the Orcish. Meaning, even if he couldn't help us with a little time, we could use that to translate it into Draconic, and then Colin could learn it.
That would definitely be a series of society checks during like any kind of overnights, like long rests, because there really is a deciphering writing. There's rules for deciphering writing in its society, society. So yeah, Khan and Reese can work on that, translating it, because Reese has crazy high society and Khan speaks Orcish. But yeah, it is in Old Orcish, almost impossible to read, but you can tell that it is Orcish of some kind. But yeah, it's pretty much indecipherable.
This could be very valuable. Thank you for this.
You're welcome. I hope that will help.
Yes, I do too. Do you know what's going on up on the surface right now?
Oh, not a clue. I haven't been out of the kingdom since we invaded.
You don't get newspapers down here, right?
I wish. I don't even know which direction is west.
I think if it's cool with everyone, if we spend just a little time resting here and then just explaining the situation of like what we've learned, some of the adventures we've been on.
Yeah.
As a kind undead creature, this is probably some of the most valuable information they've ever gotten since being undead. Like, whoa.
And then would they have been around for it happening before? Like, are they that old?
I will tell you that for piecing together what she says. So basically what she's saying is that during the fights, some of the dwarves would be killed and they would be raised as zombies without a necromancer doing anything. The demons would be killed and they would stand back up like the Terminator. And from what you remember or from what you've heard about the conjunction and everything, you kind of piece together that oh wait, that's not the right one. Story conjunction, where is it? Dang it. Conjunction. Solar system. Here we go. I'll just share the solar system. There we go. So divine. No, that's not the one. Is it Aposte? No. Sorry, it's taking so long. There it is. Okay, so you're able to pretty quickly put together, Zavid, that Eox the Dead was very clearly within alignment with Galarian during their invasion here, because Eox the Dead is the one that says, Occult magic surges. All users of occult magic become more powerful, but also grow more detached from reality. The dead rise from their graves without necromancers. Spells, rituals, and precautions must be taken to assure the dead stay dead. So you figure out that that was clearly during an alignment with Eox. At least Eox.
We could backtrack and figure out when all this stuff took place, like precisely what year.
You would need to do some hella calculate. You'd probably need the swarm for that. Remember the mechanome where the the telescope is? You'd probably need him.
I would try to cross-reference what the stuff that happened with any of the other alignments to see if it happened during a double conjunction of like the dead and like the dreamer at the same time or something like that, just to see if there was any sort of like special convergence that would be easy to tell. Oh, it's obviously this was the time that happened.
Great question. Let me see. Beasts. Yeah, it was definitely during a time of at least 3. It was a triple conjunction. Eox the Dead, because of them, because of everything standing back up without a necromancer. Akaton the Red, because it was a war had just been sparked, and that's why they were trying to finally take the Sky Citadel. It was the last push of the war. And Triaxis the Wanderer, which is it was a holy war. So that's the religious one. Causes religious schisms. So it was a holy war that had demons and undead stand up without necromancers. So it was a triple conjunction.
Okay, but it wasn't like navigation and stuff like that. Like Versus the Line wasn't. Okay,
nope. They were able to find their way here very easily.
That's actually really helpful. So, I'll just like take those notes during our rests. That's something we can look up later. I don't want to bog down all the roleplay on this like deep lore archaeological dig type stuff. I'm also really interested in how all this stuff lines up.
Absolutely. I wrote a note during Sky Citadel invasion. There, I have a note of it now. So yeah, that's pretty much what you're able to glean, like telling stories back and forth. You're able to glean that it was a triple conjunction during that time.
Very cool.
So are you going to take a long rest in here? Because you easily could.
I don't need a long rest. I like just enough to refocus and like maybe treat wounds.
Oh yeah, you've definitely had that kind of time.
Yeah, but like unless you all need a long rest, because I would like to keep going and try and get to the bottom.
Yeah, I think I'm good to go.
Okay. Great. I'll admit the rest is mostly trivial. So if you want, just give me a couple of athletics checks publicly, or I guess Zavid, yours are you have your thing where you don't take damage from 25 feet, so you're probably fine. Khan, give me like an athletics or an acrobatics check, and then we can kind of fold that over into because you're through the hard part now.
Gotcha.
Gonna deal 6 slashing damage to myself to critically succeed, and I think I gain...
Oh, on your medicine check?
Yeah, we're doing some risky surgery out here.
Beautiful.
I think I did this right. It's been a hot minute.
That sounds correct. Yeah. We would be plus a whole bunch because you're expert in medicine, aren't you?
I think so. Yeah. Hold on,
yeah, it's plus check. More.
I'm trained. I'm still just trained.
Oh, you're trained.
Yeah.
Medicine.
It's plus
medicine
2.
Skill.
I think. So
no, it's more than that. Let's see. Medicine. Come on. Treat wounds. Trained 40. Oh, I guess it is just 48. Yeah, if you're only trained. So you get 19 hit points back.
After taking the 6.
After taking 6, yes.
Sweet. Do math is easy.
It's the best, right?
It's really great and important, but I don't have the brain for it.
I love math. All right. So does anyone else need healing before we continue on? Oh wait, I guess Danny could Danny can heal y'all. Let's see. She has a couple of spells left. She's going to heal Demirius for
Danny,
sure.
where did you come from?
Yeah, she just pops up. Yeah, heal
Healbot
Demirius. And then
has
she's
arrived. Soothe. Soothe.
That's right.
Goodbye.
So let's do a soothe.
My
Here.
kingdom needs me. She jumps through the roof.
So Demirius gets 38 back. So there we go, 30. Cool. So eventually you're able
Something's
to work
weird about Danny. She seems more robotic or something. Like she's been replaced.
like with a heal bot.
She
It's weird.
she like blasts through the ceiling with like jets coming out of her feet. That's weird. Danny's never done that before.
That's a new power. That must be a level 10 feat.
Yeah.
So eventually you're able to make your way down with, just taking some care, using ropes, using climbing, jumping, that kind of thing. And eventually you do come out of a small opening cave mouth that there's a small frozen stream right in front of you with like a little log bridge going over it. And there's just a footpath that winds around and around. Has that loaded for you?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's still kind of snowing. Give me a perception check, everyone in the tower, please.
Perception.
Oh, okay. Zavid, looking around, you look up, and the first thing you notice is just how tall that spire was. And just at the edge of your vision, you can make out the one little rope bridge that is of the Atari village up at the tip top.
Oh, wow.
But you also see that the entrance to this place where you were just at is very hidden beneath the rocks. As you can kind of see in that image, there's sort of tall rocks on either side of it. So it's a very hidden entrance. So it's no wonder that this place has, there's been no one in there for so long. But then in addition to that, that's what you see when you look up. When you look out, it's very broad and open in front of you. You see vast hills, and there's a slow snaking small river, but it is wintertime, so it's a very small river at this point. And you can tell that there's also like caravan tracks. Like that's clearly the direction where people traverse, is along that road. Those are the two things you see.
Just relay it and ask what we should do.
What was the name of the place we were looking for?
It's a wyvern sting, and it's
Wyvern
direct.
Sting.
Yeah, it was west from where you were at the top of the spires. Give you some XP for getting down from the spires.
Yay!
Oh yeah, I can let you. So I guess at this point it'd be a good time for Zavid to pop out his map of Belkson. Kind of get a. I forgot that you have that. So yeah, you can get kind of a sense of where you're at. You were originally at. Let me see. Drawing. You were originally up here at the Firewatch Peaks, but you can see that behind you there are huge tall mountains, and then directly in front of you there's a large plain. So you can pretty easily tell that you're facing west, like the plain is to your west, and Wyvern Sting is pretty much a straight shot west of there. So you get the feeling you're about here. So if you were to head roughly in that direction, you would probably hit Wyvern Sting.
Now, what
Gotcha.
if we decided to just be terrible players and we took a fucking trip to Cenotaph to the south? Would you have anything prepared for that?
I wouldn't have anything prepared for that, no.
All right, Wyvern Sting it is.
Sweet. So, you see, how much time do we have? It's 2 o'clock. It's been. You guys okay playing a little longer?
I'm thinking maybe we should call it early this
Okay,
week.
yeah, since we're
still out
missing 2
players.
That makes sense to me. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's call it here. You got to the bottom of the tower. You made it out of the Sky Citadel, which you just found out is also Gwen Estraja's old lair, where her strange horde of orc orbs was. And one thing, I don't know if Khan caught it, but she talked about her green lambs in that letter.
Yeah, I figured
Mhm.
those are the orcs.
Yeah, that's the orcs. You pretty much figured that out. It's that she kind of hoards the orcs in sort of a weird way. But yes, that is where we're going to end for this day. Hope everyone will join us next week, where we'll trek across the Flood Road to see where we can get, if the party can get to Wyvern Sting and find out what's there. Thanks so much. Does anyone have anything you need to plug?
I have a YouTube channel. I'm making Christmas Strahd themed music all throughout the month of October. If you're interested in that, you should check me out. It's Cool Boy Shane on YouTube.
Woo! Awesome. Well, we will be back next week, hopefully, and see you around. Bye, everybody. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Some see me as a cynic. They come in for the base, but they stay for the acidic. I've been on that paper chase, keeping pace for a minute, and I'm aiming to appreciate the moment while I'm in it. Genesis a menace on the mic, so sinister. You might get some venom from the bites I administer. Winner from the start, superstar with the finisher. I got a decent heart, but I'm hardly a minister. A bardic apprentice, I'm innocent as a lamb. Worm like I'm Dennis, I don't dare to give a damn. Firm in the philosophy, I am who I am. I'm a carbon commodity, I need to be verified on the gram. Tightrope walking the it and the super ego. Lifeboat liable to fire the torpedoes. Keeping to the credo. I'm free to achieve the dream, or at the very least I can release some of my steam. Alignment is just a part of the process, and lately I've been making some progress. I'm finding the defining the balance of good and evil in people is nearly an impossible conquest. Regardless, stay CG, only way I know how to be. When I combine my child with OTIC, an outlaw like I'm Robin H. Double OD. I made it through the rubble, now they got trouble with me. So we're supposed to be sophisticated. Then why is 67% of the population undereducated? Emotionally incapacitated. Historically opinionated characters end up assassinated. And that's okay with the people faking it day to day. Capitalizing on capitalism, it's pay to play. Waiting for data to make it fade away. Whether you admit it, but witnessing biological decay of the human race. We're going to a new place. I really hope it comes soon. I don't do space, two-faced, trembling bass, running the rebel base. Outpacing enemies in the interface. In your face like a zygomatic arch. I got them in lockstep, meaning my melodramatic march is effective, albeit rather subjective. I encourage you to pursue a new perspective. Alignment is just a part of the process, and lately I've been making some progress. I'm finding the defining the balance of good and evil in people is nearly an impossible conquest. Regardless, stay CG, only way I know how to be. When I combine my child with OTIC, an outlaw like I'm Robin H. Double OD. I made it through the rubble, now they got trouble with me. Since the day I was born, I've been non-conforming. I put myself in a position to make a living performing.